welcome on in, everyone. This is, I don't know why, but literally every time I stream, it feels like I have a different angle for my webcam. Even though I don't intentionally do it, it's just annoying. So yeah, you can actually see the corner of my screen, like right here. Luckily, it's not too doxing. Like here, you can't even see. You can't even see. That's the wait. No. What can you see here then? This little bit here. What the fuck is that? Because that's the corner of my monitor right there. So that would be. Oh, that probably. No. I was gonna say that's probably a wire, but I have no idea what this is here. Oh wait, that's probably bottom of my monitor. There. So yeah. Anyways, guys. Anyways. We're continuing talking about Revolution. We have the last part of the trial to do. The first part of it looks decently long. The first part of the trial, no, a lot of it looks pretty long. We'll just see how long we get through it, how long it takes us to get through it. And if we don't get through the entirety of it today, then we'll finish it on Friday. But I have a feeling that we might end up finishing it, seeing as though the investigation. How long was the investigation on Monday? It was like 3-ish hours. I'm gonna check on YouTube because I literally just posted that VOD this morning. Well, this afternoon even, not this morning. 3.5 hours. So I feel like it's gonna take us like a similar amount today. So yeah. So in the last stream we learned that Amara, aka Nayuta's mum, and Dirk's wife is still alive, and that Nayuta is probably the son of. Oh yeah, no wait. We learned that. I was gonna say probably the son of Dirk, but we know he's the son of Dirk. Okay, we're in the courtroom, and that is our judge. And there's the protest that was happening. That was started off by, was being led by Dats and Belib. And yeah, that's the symbol of the Defiant Dragons. Okay, we're in the defendant's room. In the court of crime. Q's lobby, yeah. Q's lobby. It's complete chaos outside. Oh yeah, we're playing as Apollo. We'll in the investigation. I really liked how the investigation played out. Because in the first part of the investigation, we were playing as Apollo. Then in the second part, we were playing as Phoenix. And then in the third part, we were playing as Apollo again. Let's just say the Defiant Dragons supporters demonstrating for Dirk's freedom have taken a very special interest in the outcome of today's trial. They look about ready to string us up if we lose. Trials here are pretty much like the ones back home, but with one major difference: the divination seance. The victim's final memories will become a matter for deliberance. Wait, deliberance? Deliberation. I don't know why I said deliberance. I've heard about that. But they haven't stopped you from winning your cases here in Ga'ran. True, but it wasn't easy. Still, the memories of the dead are simply another piece of evidence. There's always a way to deal with them if your client is truly innocent. Well, I know Dirk is innocent, so... I have one more big secret. What? What was it? I don't remember. Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son, after all. So, what is that secret you're keeping? Hey AJ. Oh, it's Dax. Dax is the only person who calls people by their initials. Like he calls Phoenix PW and he calls Apollo AJ. I wonder he would probably call if he would had like a one-on-one conversation with Athena. He would probably call her AC as well. Here you go, just like I promised. Oh, it's I found this up. Okay, we'll need that probably. Thanks, Dax. Wait, weren't you arrested by the police yesterday? Yep, and I spent the night in the slammer. I had a fine meal, a shower, even a bed. What more could I ask for? That actually sounds way better than where we're staying. Just remember, AJ, if Dirk's found guilty today, we'll all probably be found guilty under the Defense Culpability Act too. Oh, yeah, because it's everyone who's been found abetting a criminal is gonna get the same, like, punishment. So, execution. Yeah, now you just said something to that effect. That witch Ga'ran wants to take advantage of today to crush our revolution once and for all. The fate of the revolution and every Koreanese person rests on this trial. We're counting on you, AJ. We'll be fine. I'm gonna win this one, you'll see. The trial will begin shortly, Apollo. Let's make our way into the courtroom. Right. Okay. Get back into court. Court is now in session, and we're against Nayuta, like always. Let the trial of Dirk Sadmadi begin. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Majesty. So it's really come down to this. Well, don't expect me to hold anything back, Nayuta. This trial will examine both the murder of Justice Minister Inga Karayan and the assassination of the former Queen Amara Sagata Karayan. First, I believe we should address the murder of Minister Inga. Would that be acceptable, Prosecutor Sadmadi? Is he in prayer? Prosecutor Sadmadi? Yes, of course. Please proceed. What's with him? How very unlike you, Prosecutor. Is your mind elsewhere this day? Not at all, Your Majesty. Something is bothering him. Is it cause I think I was gonna say I think it's cause we told him about Amara still being alive, but I think does he already know about Amara? Do we have Amara in our court record? No, we don't, but does he know about Amara? I don't know. Are you really going to be able to go through with this, Nayuta? Well, Prosecutor Sadmadi, I would be remiss if I failed to voice a concern of mine. I've heard mention that you are son to the accused, Dirk Sadmadi. You have heard true. Does that fact pose some sort of problem, Your Majesty? A father being prosecuted by his own son. Could one possibly deliberate in such a case without having personal feelings intervene? Yeah, without question. I mean, I can't even handle this. Even if it is Prosecutor Sadmadi going against his own father, it's just... How could... I mean, to be fair, Apollo is also the son of Dirk, so there's going to be a lot of personal feelings going about. Dirk? Fellow citizens, you do well not to underestimate my son. He is not one to allow personal feelings to interfere with the execution of his duty. Isn't that right, Nayuta? I'll not stop until my work here is done. See? So all you doubters just sit back down before you trip over your own stupidity. The accused will not take the stand without first being summoned. In any case, if Prosecutor Sadmade has no issue with this arrangement, then let us commence the deliberation.
Objection!
Ga'ran. One moment, if you would. Your Eminence. Your Eminence, what brings you here? Is she gonna act as prosecutor? Your Magistrate. It would appear that Prosecutor Sadmade does indeed have some reservations. No, that's not true. Did you truly believe you could deceive me, Nayuta Sadmade? One should hold no reservations if one is to stand on these hallowed funerary grounds. I have none, Your Eminence. No. It is clear we cannot leave this matter to you. We shall handle the prosecution of enemy of the crown Dirk Sadmade personally. We'll remain by our side and bear witness to how a true prosecutor enforces the law. Excuse me, but is the Queen going to prosecute this case? That's what I was thinking. Is that, she's not Jewish. Hello. There's no need for concern. Before we were crowned Queen, we served as a prosecutor. Really? As a foreigner, your ignorance can be excused, but know this. The prosecutor in charge of the Queen Amara assassination case 23 years ago was none other than Her Eminence Queen Ga'ran Karayan. First your Magistrate, and now this. Why doesn't anyone ever tell me these things? I'd heard she served as the Minister of Justice, but she was also a prosecutor. I'm guessing she probably moved up the ladder from prosecutor to Justice Minister. We prosecuted that case 23 years ago now, but no verdict was ever rendered. We had one guilty verdict in every case until then, for no lawyer could stand up to us. I'm at a loss for words. To think I would once more bear witness to Her Eminence at work in the Hall of Justice. Our first trial in 23 years. No quarter shall be given to criminals. We shall prosecute them with all our might. Okay, Ga'ran's our prosecutor then, and not Nayuta. Oh, okay. What a magnificent sight. The Queen's tired from her prosecutor days. What the? That's Queen Ga'ran. Talk about an extreme makeover. Holy shit. It's all coming back now, the feel of my blood pumping through my veins. Woe to you, O enemies of Karayan, for I shall personally slice, dice, and grind you up into hog feed. I don't suppose I can ask her to roll back to a polite pre-makeover personality. Know this, lawyer. Yeah? Now that I stand as prosecutor, consider your defense's bench a headsman's scaffold. If you wish to leave any last words, I advise you to start thinking of them now. While you still have a head with which to think, that is. She's dead. Serious. This is the final boss of Apollo Justice. Cause I feel like in the DLC case, Turn About Time Traveler, it's gonna go back to like either Nayuta or Simon or someone else, one of the other prosecutors that were met in Apollo Justice. But holy shit, man. Holy shit. Now it is time for the divination seance. Rafa, come forth. I feel bad for Rafa, because her whole worldview has just been turned like upside down basically, because her dad's dead and she's learned that like he's a shitty guy, like he kidnapped Maya, like, and now she's starting to doubt her mum. Your benevolence, thank you for gracing us with your presence. Your benevolence? I understand it may be difficult for you, but may we proceed with the divination seance? Why can't Ga'ran do the fucking divination seance? This is the murder of Rafa's father, and Ga'ran, like, clearly shows very little emotion surrounding her husband's death. So, can't she do the divination seance? Yes, let's proceed. Forgive me for asking, but are you feeling physically unwell? If so, I would advise you to avoid any undue exertion. Your benevolence? What's wrong? It's like her mind's anywhere but here. A lot's happened since yesterday. On top of the murder of her beloved father, she found out that he'd been planning a coup. And today she'll have to experience his death through his own eyes. Yeah, that would be enough to shake anyone up. Still, it seems like she's worse off today than she was yesterday. Yeah, I don't remember her being this depressed. Yeah, and obviously Phoenix has known Rafa longer than Apollo has, so this is a very stark difference to how she's been in previous cases. We must speak of our child. It is a mother's duty to discipline her child after all. Now, if you would excuse us. Discipline? Coming from her, I don't like the sound of that at all. Wait. Ga'ran didn't do something to her, did she? Uh-oh. Your Eminence, about today's divination seance. As I understand it, the prosecution has yet to review its content. Is this deviation from protocol part of your plan? Prosecutor Sadmare, would you care to explain your actions? Your Eminence, the accused was caught at the scene of the crime. Therefore, I deemed no seance would be necessary for such a clear-cut case. You and your bleeding heart, you seek to spare Rafa the trauma of witnessing her father's death. Is that why you have done this? Not at all. It definitely is. It definitely is. You are concerned for me, Prosecutor Sadmare. That's oddly compassionate of him, of all things considered. Your Eminence, your Magistrate, regardless of what is best for her benevolence, this case is blessed with a bounty of incontrovertible evidence. So I believe we could reach a swift verdict without devoting precious time to a seance. You have a point. Personally, I would like to spare her benevolence any undue misery. Experiencing the murder of a loved one is a burden no one should have to bear. Prosecutor Sadmare, your Magistrate, can this trial truly proceed without a divination seance? I can't blame her for not wanting to experience her father's murder firsthand. Your Eminence, what are your feelings on the matter? Shall we have her benevolence return home for some much-needed rest? We shall not. Dick, you fools spiral her with your feckless words of compassion. You are such a shit mum. You are such a shit mum. I hate her. Listen well, Rafa. You have spoken time and time again about how grown up you are now. Yeah, but I'm gonna check this Discord ping real quick. But yeah, she is such a shit mum. I hate her. So let's see if the royal priestess has truly come into her own. Are you prepared to fulfill your duty and perform the divination seance as you should? Yeah. That's fair. See? Problem solved. Poor Rafa, is this really a good idea? I guess we'll see. Very well, let us begin. The divination seance. Nana, my robe. Oh yeah, Nana's not here. Looks like Nana's still missing. It's been a whole day already. Bobhead. Yes? You move my robe. What? Why me? Because he's seen it multiple times. Don't keep her benevolence waiting now, Mr. Wright. Can you see if she's ready to begin? Great. I've been reduced to royal robe remover. It's like she's grooming Mr. Right to be Nana's replacement. Very well, Your Benevolence. Please start when you are ready. Come, Rafer. You know what must be done. There's no turning back now. I know. The final memories of the deceased. This should be interesting. I really feel bad for Rafer.
Oh, Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. Oh, dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Okay, she's gonna do her little, what was it? Her dance of devotion. Was it? Yeah, let's just watch through this one. I know we skipped one of them at the like last week, I think, but you know, we'll just continue to watch through this one. But yeah, I really do feel bad for Rafer. Like, she has to do a divination seance of her own father's death. Like, this is very awkward. But yeah. That felt... Oh wait, no. I was gonna say that felt like a shorter dance of devotion than usual. But yeah, it's going... It's yeah, continuing on. Continuing on. I just noticed that there's like black bars here and like here. I don't know why they're there, and I've never seen those before whenever there's been a divination seance before. Oh? Is it? What's going on? Rafer? She's not. This is a bad idea. Ga'ran, why did you force your daughter to do this? Oh no, Rafer! Your Benevolence, what's wrong? Why did Ga'ran force Rafer to do this? This is unacceptable. She just saw her own dad's death. Cut her some slack, man. Bailiff, take her Benevolence to the first aid station at once. This is not good. Your Eminence, do you have any idea why her Benevolence collapsed so suddenly? It seems she was not ready for what the deceased was to reveal. It overwhelmed her. Her inexperience and immaturity left her ill-prepared to face her father's death. And she said she could go through with it. How very disappointing. Cause she wanted to prove she wanted to fucking make you proud. It felt like you kind of pressured her into doing the divination seance of her own father. I'm gonna punch Ga'ran in the fucking face. I know someone who's not winning Mother of the Year ever. Real. I mean, of course Rafer's going to be overwhelmed. She's still just a child. Yeah, she's 14. It seems we have no choice but to move on to witness testimony. Your Majesty? Oh yes. Let us proceed. Bailiff, summon the first witness if you would. And it's Dirk. And it's Dirk. Okay. Is this not the accused? It is indeed. I thought I would give him the opportunity to plead his case. For true justice is more than a unilateral presentation of the facts by the prosecution. That seems uncharacteristically fair of her. However, should the accused fail to produce convincing testimony, he, along with his cable of traitorous lawyers, shall immediately found guilty, and their heads will roll from their shoulders. What? I should have known there was a catch. Your court, your rules, same as it always was, I see, Ga'ran. Now then, Mr. Dirk said Marty, if you could enlighten us as to what happened. Well, I would, if I could. Yeah, he doesn't remember anything. I was struck by a sudden dizziness the moment I entered the tomb. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in my hand. And lying right in front of me was Inga, dead as a doornail. I've no recollection of what happened in the interim. But I didn't kill him, at least, I don't think I did. It'd go against everything I believe in. Not much of a testimony, is it? That didn't explain squat, yeah. For the record, let it be known that the accused's fingerprints were all over the murder weapon. And since he was caught in the act, there was no chance for a third party to tamper with it. Well, that certainly seems to point the finger at you, Mr. Sad Marty. Even as a lawyer, I have to agree with you there, your majesty. Seriously, Dirk, this is no laughing matter. This is exactly what Ga'ran wanted. To have Dirk try to plead his case, only to fail miserably. How low can she go? Prosecutor, behold this most unpleasant of spectacles and let it be etched into your soul. See how instead of accepting the inevitable, those fish-brained lawyers flounder and flop themselves straight into the abyss of despair. Yes, your eminence. Show me the way. Now then, would the defense please begin their cross-examination? Okay. Us versus Ga'ran and Nayuta. Though I don't think Nayuta really wants to do it, like prosecute Dirk. Okay, I'm gonna go over the court record. So we have Officer Attorney's badge, the picture of Jove, the autopsy report saying Inga was stabbed in the back, the tomb diagram, the tomb crime photo of Inga, the gemstone from Inga's jacket, the pink butterfly pendant that has a picture of Dirk and Amira in it. Is her name Amira? Amara. That's her name. The mysterious blood stain that was in Amara's tomb. The painkiller shots that was in Inga's room. Inga's notepad. Kind of discussing. Nana kind of leaving out basic descriptions of Nana, Dirk, and Phoenix. Wait. And then we have the picture of a man. Wait. Purple heart, glasses, diamond-shaped tattoo on forehead. Is it Mara and Nana? Is it Mara and Nana? Because they had the same tattoo on their forehead. Is Amara Nana? Amara and Nana the same person? Because I don't think that's a accidental design choice. Because we did find Nana's headscarf, not the headscarf, but you know, her like hat. I think Albie found it. I think in the castle grounds. So yeah. That was Albie's statement. Around 2, that slapped out of the out of a bizarre manhole, got yelled at by a dog and a warbird, and then threw a firecracker. The shots looked on Albie's face, had Dats in stitches when the police came along and detained Dats. The noise spooked Shadow, who ran off. When Albie caught up to him in the courtyard, Shadow had what looked to be Nina's hat. So yeah, Shadow found it. It was Albie and Shadow found Nina's hat. And then we got Amara's assassination file saying, oh, her private residence was set on fire. She was slipped a sleeping pill. The lighter had Dirk's fingerprints on it. Apollo's roving musician father, Jove, got caught up in the incident and lost his life. He was struck in the head by the culprit. The victim's passport and any pictures of him were burnt up in the fire without knowing his real name. No divination seance could be performed. As the son of the terrorist Dirk, Naito was expelled from the royal family. The idea that the sins of the father are visited upon his children is deeply rooted in the minds of the Koranese people. Then we've got Dirk's law book, and this establishes the DC Act, the Defense Culpability Act. We have Dirk's badge, and it's like kind of like represents, hey, a dragon never yields, and Naruto never took it away. Then we've got the Founder's Orb, that is the actual face of the Holy Mother. Okay, let's see.
Hold it!
That is strange. That's strange, right? They just had a random bloody knife in his hand after passing out. Do you recall anyone putting the knife in your hand, Dirk? Wish I could say I did, but I don't remember a thing from before I came to. You think there might have been a third party in this tomb, son? Maybe? Yeah, because if you didn't do it, then the real killer must have been there with you. What is it, Ga'ran? You called, Your Eminence? Did she go anywhere without those goons? Was that third party in the tomb when you were securing it? No, Your Eminence. We searched high and low, but no one was found. No one of the sort. And there you have it. Oh right, they did search the place. Furthermore, my guards had the entire tomb surrounded, so there was no way for anyone to escape. That's right, no one got in or out without our knowledge. Her Eminence's on-site directives were absolutely flawless. Do you see now? The presence of a third party is beyond the realm of possibility. The tomb was, for all intents and purposes, completely sealed off from the rest of the world. God, what a waste of time. How can it be any more obvious? Dirk must be the killer. Thanks for nothing, gallery guy. As if our graves weren't already deep enough. Accused, what do you believe about the possible presence of a third party? Well, based on the situation you presented, I'd say the chances are slim to none. Oh my god. You didn't have to agree with her, Dirk. Let the accused's statement be added to his testimony. Yeah. Very well, Mr. Sadmadi, if you would. It's like the more we press, the thinner our case gets. Let's keep pressing, maybe we'll work out the wrinkles in it too. The possibility of a third party being there in the tomb is probably non-existent, but we had this with bloodstain. And it didn't belong to the victim, and Dirk didn't have any wounds. So...
Objection!
Your Eminence, I'm afraid this trial will not go exactly as you anticipated, because I can show how there might have been a third party in the tomb. Oh, how fascinating. Go on. I do so love a good fairy tale. We did a luminol test at the crime scene, and we found a bloodstain that didn't match the Justice Minister's blood. I will remind you that neither Dirk nor Miss Faye, oh yeah, Maya was in there as well, as a hostage by Inga, were injured during the incident. The thing is, this bloodstain we found had been wiped up by someone. what's this? But who would have done such a thing? That's the big question, isn't it? Who wiped up the blood and why? Think about it logically. It must be someone who wanted to conceal their presence at the scene of the crime. Oh, and to whom do you suppose the bloodstain might belong? The bloodstain belongs to the real killer, obviously. The bloodstain belongs to the real killer, of course. Whoever it was, they were probably shot while they were attacking Minister Inga. And since that blood would give them away, they had to wipe it up. I say this because we know for a fact that the Justice Minister fired his gun in the tube. But wasn't there only one bullet in the gun, or were there more? I don't know. Because we did find a bullet next to the statues that were in the what's it called? That were in like the Amara like tomb, Amara's tomb. But yeah, so how many bullets were in that gun? You have a memory of a flea. There was nowhere for anyone to hide. This too is a known fact. There was one place though, the sarcophagus, because the sarcophagus was empty. So, because everyone believed that Amara was dead and was in that sarcophagus, but she's not dead. And as I just said, I think she's Nana. Like, I think her and Nana are the same person. So, yeah, the killer could have easily hid in that sarcophagus. Granted, it was locked, but it may be easily lockable from the inside as well as the outside. But bloodstain from a third party means there must have been somewhere hiding there. Very well, then tell me this. Where was this third party hiding? Oh, the crime scene was thoroughly searched after it was discovered. So if there was a hiding place, it would have to be somewhere no one would dare to look. The sarcophagus. Somewhere no one would dare look. Let's have your answer, defense. Now, where could a third party have hidden? Right there.
Take that!
There's one place no one would search, not even the Queen's Royal Guard, and that would be inside Queen Amara's sarcophagus. Even now it's locked up tight. No one will find you if you're hidden there. I'm told that it's temperature controlled to preserve the mummy within, but if someone dressed warmly enough, they could withstand the cold for a short time. This is sacrilege. Surely the perpetrator of such a foul deed would be cursed. But that's just it. The killer knew everyone would be too scared to open the sarcophagus. True, the guards were so scared of being cursed they wouldn't even touch it. And when the coast was clear, they went out of it and locked it. The killer made a quick escape from within their frigid confines. Well, now that does sound like a plausible method of evading capture. The defense requests a DNA test on the bloodstain, and then we'll see just who the real killer is. What? Look, Ron. Bow your head and kneel, lawyer. So your head may be parted from your shoulders. Huh? But the trial's not even over. What is it, Ga'ran? How soon you forget? You are already on the headsman's scaffold. As such, I could order your beheading at any moment. All I did was request a DNA test. There is no need to request such a test. Royal Guard, bring it forth now. Here you are, your evidence. The police have already identified the source of the bloodstain. The DNA test revealed that the blood is of the traitor Dirk Sanmarde. Yeah, I don't believe that. But Dirk wasn't injured, so where did his blood come from? Maybe he coughed it up. Dirk's illness. Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, he's ill. I forgot about that. Still, there was a lot of blood. Could he have really coughed up that much? And did he wipe it up to hide his failing health? Dirk, is he really that bad? Oh shoot, you got me. fuck? Man, oh my god. All this points back to Dirk, but we know it wasn't Dirk. Pay attention, Horn Devil, for this case has already been solved. You claimed that this bloodstain would lead us to the real killer, did you not? About that. Did you or did you not make that claim of your own volition, defense? Yeah, I did. After she steered you in that direction, that is. She knew what direction this case was going. I fell right into a trap. Do you see now the folly in opposing the very embodiment of the law? Whatever you say or do shall come to no avail. A third party at the scene of the crime? It's beyond the realm of possibility. No. Praise be for Queen Ga'ran. Her Eminence's legal tactics are beyond compare. Fucking lackeys, man. I hate to say this, but she really got us good. The key to Amara's sarcophagus is under the protection of the royal family. My husband and I are the only ones who can open it. Therefore, it would be impossible for some knave to open it. Can I really discount this sarcophagus as a hiding place, though? No, we can't. What if the real killer is still in there? No, that's just ridiculous. But we can't really discount it as a possibility, though. I believe we have rebels and sympathizers in the gallery today. It is to you I speak. Have you been listening? Dirk said Marty, the one who proclaimed a bloodless revolt, has betrayed your cause by resorting to murder. No, it can't be. Dirk would never. There must be some kind of mistake. The Defiant Dragons and their sympathizers are starting to have doubts. So this is why Ga'ran allowed us to cross-examine Dirk. By establishing his guilt in Inga's murder, she's effectively damaged his reputation among those who support him. True, but now we have an even bigger problem. And now, filthy lawyers, you will honor your end of the bargain. Accept your guilty verdict for your failure to explain your client's actions. Huh? Now, I shall pass judgment upon the criminal Dirk Sanmade. That looks to be the same, a very similar law book to what Dirk has, but without the Defiant. I mean, it is the same law book because, you know, crime was... What am I saying? What am I saying? I'm just saying it, look, it's basically it's the same law book. But Dirk has the Defiant Dragons thing on it. Yeah. What's this? You shall pass judgment, but your eminence is that not my role? Hold your tongue. You are but a figurehead before me, the embodiment of the law. Consider yourself dismissed. So what? She's gonna play judge, jury, and executioner now? As Queen of Ga'ran, I shall now pass judgment upon the accused.
Objection!
Wait. You didn't even give me a chance to rebut. Know when you are defeated, lawyer. But just this once, I am willing to show you the depths of my compassion. Tell me, why should I allow these proceedings to continue? Come, convince me. Quick, Apollo. Even if you have to bluff, we've got to keep this trial going. Show her that the crime could have been committed by a third party. How am I supposed to do that? Oh, why didn't you start with, how about the time of Inga's murder? What? This whole case is built on a single premise. That Inga was murdered after Dirk entered the tomb. What if that's not true? Like if our assumptions are all wrong? It just might work. Maybe, actually. Maybe seeing Inga's dead body was the reason, like, Dirk kind of passed out Well, don't keep us waiting, defense. Dirk became the prime suspect because it didn't seem probable that there was a third party at the scene of the crime. But there is another question we should ask ourselves at this time. Was Minister Inga really killed after Dirk entered the tomb? What nonsense is this? Bluffing. It's bluffing. Setting aside the assumption that the murder occurred after Dirk arrived on the scene opens up the possibility of a third party committing the crime. The question before us is, when was Mr. Inga really killed before Dirk entered the tomb? Isn't it possible that before Dirk even set foot in the tomb, Mr. Inga was already dead? That would certainly make the possibility of a third party more probable. But of course, I felt unconscious right after I entered the tomb. Even if I hadn't, I wouldn't have had a clear line of sight to his body from the entrance, which means you wouldn't have noticed his body either way. This scenario is entirely possible, and so we can't rule out the possibility of a third party committing the crime. I see. Well, that certainly does make sense. So far, so good. This might actually work. Very well. I shall play along with whatever little game you have knocking around in that tiny mind. I was starting to get quite bored of all this. I could do with a distraction. And is Ga'ran's hair here clipping into her face? There's just little things I noticed in Ace Attorney that is just like, that slightly bugged me with the models. Like, for example, that uses rosary beads, like, clip into his hair. Like, let's go to hair. Like, you can kind of see it here, but on this model you can see his hair is in like a plait to the side and it's in a braid to the side. His rosary beads here actually clip into his hair on his 3D model. Yes. Let's hear some testimony that will shed light on when exactly the minister was slain. Bailiff, summon Rafer. Surely she has recovered by now. But what about me? Don't I serve a purpose anymore? No! With judge, jury, and executioner here. And whenever I see Rafer, I just feel bad for her, man. I hope you're feeling better in your benevolence. Must I perform a divination seance? What? Oh, no. We merely require your testimony this time. How could my testimony be of any value? Your benevolence. Princess Rafer seems awfully desperate. After what she's been through, summoning her again is like rubbing salt in the wound. Being unable to perform the seance was probably the last straw. I hope she doesn't pass out again. Prosecutor Sadmade, may I ask you something? Of course, your benevolence. I've been meaning to ask you this since yesterday. Did you know about Queen Amara and about me? From when did you hear such a thing? From Mother, and only yesterday. Rafer was carrying on about telling the truth to the people. So I told her what the truth really was. For it is up to a mother to discipline her child. I see. Be that as it may, your benevolence, it has no bearing upon our trial here today, so there is no need to let it trouble you. I know. Ga'ran told Rafer about something other than Amara's status? Sounds like it, but what could it be? Rafer, the defense has proposed something preposterous. They somehow think your father was already dead when Dirk entered the tomb. But I believe you can prove them wrong. Are you prepared to do what is required of you? Yes, I am ready to testify. Very well then, your benevolence. Your testimony, if you please. Okay, we've got our testimony. On the day of the murder, I was gazing upon the courtyard from my second floor veranda. Around 2:30 p.m., I saw my father heading for Amara's tomb. Then at about 2:45, I saw Bobcat and company enter the courtyard. I saw no one go in or out of the tomb after my father entered in. I entered at about 2:30. The second floor veranda. Oh, she must be talking about that house facing Inga's private residence. So that's the location from which you saw your father, and about 2:30? Yeah, and shortly after that, you people arrived at the residence. So after the minister entered Amara's tomb at around 2:30, no one went in or out until the murder was discovered. The tomb is closed to outsiders, so no one could have snuck in before the murder. That rules out any possibility of a third party lying in wait to slay my poor husband. Or so she'd like us to believe. Now hear me out, you useless lawyer. Cease this charade and bow before me. No, for I, Queen Ga'ran, shall finally have your head. No. Forgive me, Your Eminence, but first, let us allow the defense to question the witness. Yeah, let's question Rafer. Okay, options. Okay, let's save. Okay. Did we see that? Did we know that he went at like 2:30? Did your father seem different or troubled in any way? Let me think. Oh, there was one unusual thing. That there was? Yeah, a shriek emanated from within my father's quarters. After which I witnessed him bolt outside, his countenance drained of its usual colour. He screamed and he was looking pale. What do you suppose happened? I know not. Perhaps he had a bad dream. Maybe it was a nightmare about being raked over the coals by the Queen. It seems our young lawyer here wishes to hasten his journey to the Twilight Realm. Sorry, that was rude of me. Does the defense believe the witness's last statement to be important? I believe it is. I'd like the witness to add it to her testimony. Okay, let's ask her about that. And why do you think he screamed? Was he surprised by someone who didn't belong there? Did anyone else come out? I didn't see anyone else, just my father. That last statement was seriously lacking in conviction. Should I press her on this? Yeah, we should. I'm gonna feel so bad about this, but if you're benevolence, let's have some details. The more the better. Details, you say? Yeah, for example, are you sure you didn't see anyone in the royal residence before 2:30? I did 5 minutes, by the way. Well, is that a yes or no? I feel so bad. Foreign devil, I've been gazing upon the courtyard since about 2 yesterday. Yeah, I saw none other than my father. Oh, if only I had stopped him then. I think you've struck a nerve. Or rather, obliterated one. Maybe I pressed a little too hard. Still, that last statement seemed a little off somehow. So you didn't see anyone else except your father after 2 p.m, huh? Please add that to your testimony, Your Benevolence. I'd been gazing upon the courtyard since about 2, but father was the only one I saw. Wait, what's an Albie and Shadow in the courtyard though? Do we have... Yes, we have Albie. We have an Albie statement. Around 2 p.m, Dats leapt out of a bizarre manhole, got yelled by a dog and a warbird, and then threw a firecracker. The shocked look on Albie's face had Dats in stitches. When the police came along and detained the rebel. The noise shook Shadow, who ran off when Albie caught up to him in the courtyard. Shadow had what looked to be Nana's hat.
Objection!
She would have seen Albie and Shadow. Your Benevolence, you're covering for someone, aren't you? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, Rafer, but you're not going to like this. Well, the thing is, I have a statement here that you might find interesting. It's from a witness who claims that at around 2 p.m. his dog got loose and ran into the palace courtyard. That's when the little fella stole this hat from someone. Ah, that's Nana's. I mean, nothing, never mind. You fool of a daughter. It seems the princess made a blunder. So let me get this straight. This is Nana's hat, which means she had to have been in the royal residence at around 2. If so, then you had to have seen Nana sometime after 2 p.m. yesterday. No. Please, your benevolence, tell us what you really saw. It's as you say, Hornhead. I saw Nana, and I saw that dingbat dog steal her hat from her in front of my father's residence. I knew it. Why didn't you say so in the first place? Because my mother told me not to. What? Would you care to explain, your eminence? I requested she withhold said information, for it is of no relevance to this case. You don't get to decide. If you disagree, then prove that it is relevant to the case at hand. Oh, I will. Your benevolence, please tell us everything you witnessed when you saw Nana. Alright. When I saw that dingbat dog attack Nana, I ran to help. I raced from my second floor veranda down into the courtyard. Wait, that means that while you were coming down, you took your eyes off the courtyard. Which means that someone could have, you know, gone into Inga's quarters or whatever. Yeah, but only for a moment. This is crucial testimony. If you took your eyes off the courtyard, it means somebody else could have entered the tomb without you ever knowing. Your benevolence. Are you sure no one else was there? Yeah. She's hiding something again. What about Nana? Were you able to help her? When I got down to the courtyard, Nana was gone. Gone? Yeah, and I never saw her again after that. Any idea what happened? That dingbat dog must have gobbled her up. Shadow! No way. I seriously doubt that. But how could Nana simply disappear while Rafer wasn't looking? Rafer must know something. The only question is, what? At a starting soon, by the way. Where Nana disappeared. Do you have any idea where Nana disappeared to? What do you mean? Well, during the time you took your eyes off the courtyard, someone could have headed into the tomb. And it just so happens that Nana disappeared right at that moment. No. Wait, do you think Nana had something to do with the murder? I don't think we could rule it out. It sounds like something that had kept Nana occupied since the early morning. Plus, she was seen right before the murder and then seemed to vanish into thin air. You're right. And since she's Rafer's attendant, she could come and go as she pleased within the palace grounds. Could Rafer's attendant really be the killer? But that would mean, first my father, and now Nana. These were the people I trusted most. How could this be? And it's in progress. Ga'ran has such a cool design in her prosecutor outfit. I actually really like it. It is very, very cool. I like the hair especially. Kind of reminds me of like a squid, like an octopus, or like an octopus. I find it to be very, very cool indeed. Very, very cool. Stretch my hands. need to. It feels like I need to crack my knuckles. If I don't. And the ad is almost done. Dun, 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 dun. And welcome back from the ad, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Do not heed their lies. Lies are a foul breed, quick to claim that a third party is to blame for a crime. Nana did not enter the tomb. That much is certain. How do you know? How do you know? Unless you, yourself, Ga'ran, was in the tomb and you killed your husband. How can you be so sure? When Nana's hat was stolen, that crazed curse spilled an urn full of water upon my husband's doorstep. Is that not right, Rafer? Yeah, it is. While that dingbat dog was tugging on Nana's hat, it tipped over an urn. The bottoms of her shoes would have been soaked with water, and if she had truly headed into the tomb with wet shoes, she would have left shoe prints along the way. Unless she took her shoes off. But the only shoe prints to be found belonged to my husband, Inga. Huh? Then? That's right, Nana never did go into the tomb that day. Instead, she entered my husband's private quarters. How do you know? It's quite simple. Shoe prints were discovered in Inga's private quarters. Shoe prints that belonged to Nana. That's right, Edward and I did see some shoe prints in that. Now, do you understand? Nana could not possibly have gone into the tomb, and that supposed third party at the crime scene is a figment of your, imagination. Another glorious deduction. All hail the genius that is Her Eminence Queen Ga'ran. Bow down to her glory, witless lawyer. Could the skies fanboy any harder? Literally obsessed. But is it really true? Did Nana not go into the tomb? Excuse me, but Mr. Wright? Your benevolence, what time was it when that dog attacked Nana? I believe it was around 2:15. I see. Apollo, if Nana entered Inga's private quarters at around 2:15, and Inga came racing out at around 2:30, pale-faced and screaming, then I know what you're getting at. Yeah, that might explain his scream. Would the defense please share their theory regarding Justice Minister Inga's scream? Certainly, Magistrate. Minister Inga screamed because he was attacked by Nana. Maybe he was attacked by Nana. This would make the Justice Minister's private quarters the real scene of the crime. Does your idiocy know no bounds? The minister's body was found in the tomb. Or are you suggesting that the body was moved? Do I think the minister was moved from his private quarters? I think the possibility exists. Considering the fact that the body was found in the tomb, I say there is a possibility. What utter nonsense. Rafer had been watching the courtyard. Oh shit, yeah. Forgot about that. Yeah, you would suggest that someone could have transported the body unnoticed. And you have a point there. In that case, I'd say there's no way that the body was moved. After all, there was an awful lot of blood in the tomb. I understand if the scream was in reaction to Nana's attack, but Inga died in the tomb. We need to explain how those two realities could coincide. How are we supposed to do that? Oh, maybe. Maybe where he was stabbed and where he died were two completely different locations. What do you mean? It's just, let's look at this as simply as possible. If the minister's body wasn't moved, he might have been stabbed by Nana in his private quarters, but then died in the tomb. I see. On the one hand, that seems plausible, but on the other, it seems decidedly implausible. Prosecutor Samani, What is that fool bubbling on about now? Is this a riddle from one of those fortune cookies Americans seem so fond of? Yeah, like I said earlier, if you don't notice it, you don't notice it at first. Yeah, I didn't notice it at first, but when I first met, when we, first met Naruto, like a while ago, but his rosary kind of clips into his hair. Perhaps, but I believe he himself does not know what he means to say. In all likelihood, it was a poor attempt to confuse us. We should simply ignore him. I wasn't finished yet, so hold off on the analysis, would you? The autopsy report never stated that the minister's death was instantaneous, so he could have conceivably moved from one place to another after being stabbed. Oh my, are you suggesting he ran all the way to the tomb with a knife sticking out of his back? Well, yeah, that's the gist of it. In short, Minister Inga saw Nana with a knife, let out a scream, and when he turned his back to her to flee, right, then that's when he was stabbed from behind. Well, Your Majesty, this my theory hold water.
Insolence!
How dare you bore me like this? Huh? You are a humorless moron spewing an endless stream of unamusing drivel. I wasn't trying to be funny, Your Eminence. Prosecutor, enlighten this ignorant clown in lawyer's clothing. Your Eminence. Ha. This early on into the trial, huh? Naivete. You dull, slow-witted, putrid-minded liar. Perhaps you would be too stupid to notice you had been stabbed in the back. But a normal person would have noticed due to the excruciating pain. Now hold on. He had painkillers for his back pain. Allow me to teach you the meaning of pain. Please stop. Naruto has a point. Normally, most people would notice a dagger in their back. Did you just forget about the painkillers? Ow, yeah, I doubt someone could ignore pain like this. Still, in this case, it's the word normally that we should emphasize. Apollo, take another look at the court record. Right, there must be something that explains this. There's a reason Inga didn't feel any pain, and the defense will submit evidence by proving just that. Very well, please present your evidence. Why didn't Justice Minister Inga notice that he had been stabbed? Well, I don't know about his painkillers. Those are my father's painkiller shots. The defense will explain the significance of this evidence. Minister Inga suffered from terrible back pain, so he often injected himself with these. We're told that one shot in the back would make all his pain go away. With this, it's easy to explain what happened. Don't tell me you didn't know about these, Your Eminence. You can't mean. Minister Inga was stabbed in his back, close to where he usually injected the painkiller. Therefore, it's entirely possible that he hadn't noticed that he'd been stabbed. What? What's this? Wouldn't Ragatha notice that he'd been stabbed? What did she notice? Then, are you suggesting Justice Minister Inga really ran off with a knife protruding from his back? I am, Your Majesty. So then, when I saw my father, he had a knife sticking out of him. I mean, with that cape of his, I couldn't see his back very well. Oh, he had his cape on, yeah. Yeah, the knife was there. It was just plunged in so deep, you didn't notice it under the cape. Therefore, when you saw your father, he was already dead man walking, murdered by Nana in his private quarters. Pokunka. Holy Mother of Quran, are we dealing with the living dead here? Well, technically he wasn't dead, yeah. I know it's hard to believe, but this is a plausible sequence of events. And once Minister Inga arrived at the tomb, he could have removed the knife and dropped dead from blood loss. Nana killed my father? There must be some mistake. The defense would like to call Nana to the stand. You seek to drag an innocent old woman to the stand with no proof of whatsoever. Well, there's no real proof, but... What a tangled web of expedient lies you weave. I can no longer tell facts from fiction. Who or what shall I believe in now? I'm sorry, Rafer. All I've done is confuse you. But I have a sneaking suspicion Nana's involved in this case one way or another. Just when I thought we'd blown this case wide open. Well, there's no turning back now. You fool of a lawyer. I know why you are so desperate to prove the accused innocent. You do? Yeah, because he faces public execution if proven guilty. As shall you, under the stipulations of the Defense Culpability Act. From the moment you accepted this case, you have had no choice but to fight for your lives. No, the simple fact is I've always believed that Dirk is innocent. Still you cling to your pretense? Very well, I shall offer you a bargain. If you would admit that the accused is guilty right now, I shall overlook your crime of abetting him and you will not be subject to execution. Is this some sort of joke? Far from it. As Queen, I have the power to grant pardons even to criminals like you. And with the wave of my hand, I can even reduce the severity of a sentence. Perhaps even for Dirk, should you be willing to cooperate. She wasn't kidding when she said that she's the law here. But to flaunt that power in our faces like that, that's just wrong. Forget all that has transpired in our kingdom and return to your own country in peace. Well, will you abandon your defense of the accused and accept my generous offer? If I don't take this deal, we will be executed along with Dirk if he's found guilty. What should I do? Continue defending him, obviously. Nice try, Ga'ran. But it looks like you don't know what justice is made of. We won't kowtow to threats like that, Your Eminence. Mr. Right. I'm sorry, but I can't back down now. I don't want to drag you into this, so don't worry, I'm with you, Apollo. To the bitter end if need be. And while I can't say I'm used to it, this isn't exactly my first rodeo. Oh yeah. He defended Albie and he's defended Mike. He's done 2 other criminal trials. I'm gonna say 3, technically, because there was another trial that we did at the start of this case. But that was back over in Japan and California, not over here. But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too, even knowing that you still want to defend me. I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me, but I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. So, keep on fighting, Apollo. You'll hear no objections from me. You nincompoops. You'll die if you lose this case. Why would you even entertain the notion of continuing? I believe that Dirk is innocent. That's why. And besides, trials exist to give the truth a chance to get out into the open. You can't give up just because you're afraid of some punishment. Even if that punishment is death, does that not frighten you, Hornhead? Who wouldn't be scared? I mean, just thinking about it makes me weak to my knees, if I'm honest. But as a lawyer, I have a duty to protect my client. I can't just abandon that. Especially, your own father, your own foster father. A duty you're willing to die for. And yet, duty. It's a heavy burden, alright. Rafer looks like she's really struggling. Your benevolence. As Crown Princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I am even up to the task. But it's no surprise, considering the torrent of painful truths she's had to face. She deserves better, honestly, than, her asshole of a mother and her asshole of a father. He was not dead, but he was still an asshole when he was alive. Very well then. If the defense is prepared to face the death sentence under the if the defense is ready to face the death sentence under the Defense Culpability Act, then I see no reason not to continue the proceedings. But I must admit, I see no grounds for doubting the accused's skill, unless the defense has further evidence that would indicate a different suspect. Do we have evidence? Do we have anything like that? For a lawyer, do you have any new evidence you would care to present? Or shall I have the executioner start his preparations? If she thinks I can't do this, she's got another thing coming. But first, I have some serious thinking to do. I say that new evidence indicating a different suspect exists. We have to say exists, right? Of course I have some new evidence. Do you now? How very interesting. Why doesn't she sound the least bit concerned? No, I can't let it get to me. I just have to keep pressing forward. This new evidence points to a different suspect. Oh. I don't know, actually. Let's just
Take that!
Is that actually special? Your claim this evidence proves the existence of a different suspect. Wait, that wasn't the reaction I was expecting. Your evidence, are you saying this piece of evidence doesn't do anything for you? No, it doesn't. It appears to me that you chose the evidence at random. It doesn't exist, does it? In the vain hope you would learn something from my reaction, is that not correct? Your Majesty. For shame. Sorry, time to rethink that one. It doesn't exist. Such evidence does not exist. Just as I thought. I was so hoping you'd present meaningless evidence and allow me to claim your head. But I didn't walk headfirst into that one then. So what now, Apollo? Well, unless we can prove that Nana killed Inga, this trial is over, and so are we. Isn't there still a way to get the proof we need, even without evidence? You know, a key means of obtaining testimony here in Ga'ran. The divination seance. And I'm just gonna unplug my phone because it is finished charging and I literally put it on charge just before stream. Huh? What are you? Wait, are you actually suggesting? It certainly won't be easy, but it's worth a try. Your Majesty. A crucial step in uncovering the truth behind this case has yet to be taken in this trial, but I'm positive that I can back up our claim with this one step. You mean you will be able to prove that Nana killed Justice Minister Inga? And just how do you propose to do that? With the help of a certain someone. You need help? From someone... You, Rafa, actually. Well, I can't imagine who it could be. But I suppose I must ask. Whose help do you need to uncover the truth? Where is Rafa's profile? There.
Take that!
Rafa. But that is... You. Me? Here in Ga'ran, legal proceedings include the viewing of the victim's final moments. But that requires your benevolence's help. Such information is just as vital as any other piece of conclusive evidence. If you're right about this, Rafa's power should enable her to see the very moment Nana stabbed Inga. It will be hard to watch your father's murder, but it's the only way to uncover the truth. Your benevolence, we need you and your power. You need me?
Objection!
Wretched simpleton, did you not see what ensued in the previous attempt? You would only succeed in wasting more time, Or is it your goal to make her collapse again? The princess said she was prepared earlier. Besides, it's her duty as royal priestess. I'd say it's all up to her now. Am I prepared? Prepared to fulfill my duty? Isn't a divination seance required at all trials anyway? If so, I imagine there'd be a problem with handing down a verdict without one. Indeed, it would be problematic. Under Qurani's law, a seance must be conducted before a verdict is rendered.
Insolence!
Yikes. Must you try my patience though? This is your law, Ga'ran. If you didn't like it that much, then you should have changed it, surely. If I must dispense with that vexing law, then dispense with it I shall. Huh? As ruling sovereign of Qa'ran, I proclaim the following. Henceforth, the divination seance shall be optional. I'm gonna punch her in her fucking face. We are going to do that divination seance. What? She has the power to do that? She's queen. What do you expect? She's queen, and with the justice minister dead, she can technically act as justice minister since she was also previously justice minister. She just rewrote the law with a flourish of her hand. Mother, I do not wish for the trial to end like this. It is as the defense said, I must not neglect my duties simply because I am afraid. I shall go through with this. I shall go through with it this time. I will conduct the seance once more.
Insolence!
Rafer, do not be fooled by his loyally guile. You are not prepared to witness your father's death. She's already seen it once though, but Hornhead needs my help. Rafer, did you not tell me earlier? Did you not tell me you were prepared? But despite your grandiose posturing, you collapsed in a most piteous fashion. Even as you have erred in your insights of late, for has not the barbed one there overturned them more than once? Oh, you cannot be trusted to keep your word, nor can you reveal the truth through your insights. So I say to you, begone. Yeah, mother the yeah, alright. This sacred hall of justice has no need for such a worthless royal priestess. Worthless? Wow, how can she say that to her own daughter? Yeah. So mother, you think me worthless?
Objection!
Her benevolence says she can do it, doesn't she? So I don't see why you have to condemn her before she's even made the attempt. Very well, Horn Devil. If you really are so bent on having a seance, I shall give my consent. Really? However, should Rafer fail once more, you two and the accused shall all be executed on the spot. Come again? This is proving to be far more entertaining than I had anticipated. Well, lawyer, what say you? Yeah, she's a fucking tyrant. Will you wager your life on calling Rafer to perform a divination seance? We have to. I don't think you're worthless, your benevolence. Far from it, in fact. If you say you can do it, then I believe in you. Hornhead? I do not understand. If I fail, you will be put to death. I know you collapsed during your previous attempt. I can't even imagine how terrible it must have been for you. But despite that, you are willing to try again. I have faith in that conviction, in that courage. My courage? Ah, so she was doomed to fail if she didn't have the courage to perform the seance. But it looks like she's got the determination to try again. Right, that's a bet I'm willing to take. But it is as Mother said. I erred in my insights as of late. Not only have I failed to reveal the truth, but I've also contributed to false accusations. Knowing that, can you still say that you believe in me?
Objection!
Lot of objections here. I wouldn't take stock in those words, Your Benevolence. Despite what your mother says, I don't think you've made any errors at all, huh? In the trials I've been a part of here in Ga'ran, I would have never proven my client's innocence without your seances. Because even though they didn't always reflect the absolute truth, the insight they provided served as vital leads to finding the truth. Vital leads? My seances? So please, Your Benevolence, try to perform the divination seance one more time. Rafer, stop this madness. It is for your own good. You are ill-prepared to face your father's death. Go, leave this sacred hall at once. No. What did Jesus say? I said no, Mother, for I am the royal priestess of Ga'ran. I have no need for you now. If you do not need me, Mother. Hornhead and this Hall of Justice do. He proved that to me by risking his own life. It is because of him that I now understand. The divination seance is my sacred duty. I must fulfill it no matter the risk. Your Benevolence. Mother taught me that the divination seance was a mirror reflecting naught but the truth. But I began to have my doubts after Bob had disproved the insights it offered. And now, I don't even know who or what to trust anymore. Father, Mother, even Nana, I had believed in them above all others, but I finally know now. I know in what I can trust. The royal priestess must debate each seance with the presiding lawyer and prosecutor. So that it can be interpreted properly. That is how I believe trials here in Ga'ran should function. I agree. Therefore, the Hall of Justice needs me. It is my power that leads trials towards the truth. That is my sacred duty. I will never shirk from it again. That right there, Your Benevolence, is the product of what you've learned in your struggles so far. The truth that you realized with your own strength. As my sacred duty, I must ensure that it is fulfilled. I must have the courage and resolve to see it through. Your Eminence, the royal priestess says she will conduct the divination seance. I see no grounds for you to forbid it, unless of course you're worried that it might reveal something you find inconvenient. What is it, Gran? Mother, I'm done letting you have your way. Raver, you would actually rebel against me, your mother and queen? Though I am scared to see my father's death. I must face my fear. That is what Hornhead has taught me here today. Rafer.
I am the royal priestess Rafa Padma Ga'ran.
Come on, Rafer.
And I am prepared to face my father's death.
Your Eminence. It seems the princess is more grown up than you thought. Rafer. Well then, let us proceed with the divination seance. The victim's final moments. This should be interesting. I wonder what Inga's memories are going to show us.
O Holy Mother, We hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me.
Yeah, that I was right earlier.
So that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
And I'm gonna skip this because we've seen it before. Okay, seance time. Okay. Drinking somewhere. In the tomb. Man's voice. I mean, okay, pain. I mean, he would have said his own voice if he heard his own voice. And there's Dirk, but his face is blurred. Explosion. Laughter. Okay. Not what I expected from this divination seance. What in a faceless being that just resembles Dirk. Oh, what the heck? His face is just like that picture of the founder of the Holy Mother. That seance confused me. I think that's the last thing anyone expected to see, yeah. Father, what was it? What was it you saw? Are we to understand that this was the last thing the victim saw? Yeah, there can be no mistake. That was what my father himself witnessed. How very strange. You don't suppose the Holy Mother possessed the accused and slew Minister Inga for planning a coup? Could I divine wrath of the Holy Mother? Oh, Holy Mother, we are ever grateful for your blessings. Talk about a sharp left turn into the Twilight Zone. You know, there's one thing in there that caught my attention. There are several things that caught my attention. Laughter. That laugh. Who does it belong to and why are they laughing? Who knows, though I suppose it could be Dirk after he slew my husband. Haha, but I think I didn't even have a mouth. I think we're done here, lawyer. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're cross-examining this divination seance. How so? You claim that Minister Inga was stabbed in his private quarters and feeling no pain went to the tomb where he eventually fell dead. But this seance vision proves he was stabbed in the tomb and felt great pain no less. Maybe that's why his painkillers wore off. Oh, that. Therefore, as I asserted all along, it was the accused who stabbed the minister in the tomb. Everything just backfired big time. Well, Ga'ran has the devil's own luck, doesn't she? Now then, I shall give voice to the soul of the deceased. Listen well and heed my words. Okay, this is Rafa's insight. Around 3 p.m, my father was waiting in the tomb to make the hostage exchange. He was drinking grape juice while gazing upon the picture of the Holy Mother. He had been waiting vigilantly when suddenly he heard Dirk's voice. The next moment, he was stabbed in the back and collapsed. My father tried to shoot his attacker, but he missed and the attacker let out a laugh. So what now, Mr. Wright? It's up to us to knock holes in Rafa's interpretations of Inga's memories. In other words, we need to prove that her understanding of them could be mistaken. Okay, I'll give it a try. Okay, I'm gonna save before this. Options. There we go. Okay, I wanna go to... Okay, I wanna go to here. And then... Go to here, pause there. And then...
Objection!
Your benevolence, there seems to be an inconsistency in your interpretation. An inconsistency? Where? Minister Inga is far too relaxed for what was supposedly about to take place. When he heard the voice you claim is Dirk's, he didn't seem the least bit alarmed. He just kept looking at the picture of the founder. He didn't look behind him to do the fucking hostage exchange. That's strange, right? He was waiting for Dirk to arrive with the founder's arm, but when he heard that voice, he didn't even turn to look. Don't you think he would have been worried about being attacked from behind? Then whose voice was it? It was likely someone whose presence wouldn't have alarmed him. Someone like a friend.
Objection!
But there was no third party at the scene of the crime. Therefore, the voice can only have belonged to Dirk, the voice of a third party who wasn't there in the tomb. Apollo, don't we have something that can reveal the owner of the mystery voice? I think we do. Something that Inga had while he was waiting for Dirk. One day we just might be able to figure out whose voice it was. I believe we can identify the male voice Minister Inga heard with this. I think we can. He had a phone here. Maybe it was, ringing someone up or not, just yapping on the phone. That's my father. I know this must be hard for you, but could you please look at this photo? There's something here that can point us towards the identity of the voice. This is the real source of the man's voice, the phone.
Take that!
A cell phone? Right. I believe that the voice the minister heard was of a call on his cell phone. I see. Well, that certainly makes sense. What is your evidence's view on the matter? I can see the possibility. And it seems I must refine my vision. Subordinate's voice, okay. It appears that the voice belonged to one of my father's subordinates. Why do you suppose he was talking to one of them then? My father had members of the secret police positioned throughout the palace. They were supposed to contact him as soon as they saw Dirk and the rest of you. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Your benevolence, I believe you have an insight to revise. I know, Bob Ted. Don't presume to tell me how to do my duty. Okay, revised insight. My father then took a call from a subordinate at the palace. So the voice was coming from the phone. That's good to know. But there might have been other sounds coming from the phone. Sounds that could be clues. Let's take another look at Rafa's insights and really focus on the various sensations. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this now. So we go back to when the man's voice first appeared, so the third panel-ish. So here. Lion's Raw. Okay.
Objection!
I hate to break it to you, Benevolence, but you misinterpreted something again. What do you mean? Again? Smooth move, Apollo. I think you just hurt her feelings. She may put on a brave face, but she feels more than she lets on. Let me rephrase that, your Benevolence. Your interpretation of your father's phone call to his subordinate at the palace is inconsistent with his final memory. What do you mean by that? A line's rock could be heard over the phone. Don't you find that strange? You claimed the call was with someone at the palace. But let me ask you, do you keep lions there? No, the only animals at the palace are little birdies and my pet frog. Wait, that giant one in front of the minister's house is her pet? Besides, there aren't any lions in Ga'ran. We don't even have zoos. I have a sad state of affairs, I'm afraid. Well, I remember hearing a sound like that. The lion's roar coming from the phone is actually from something hanging out in... Oh, it's the warbad! The warbad produces like a lion sound. Isn't that the cry of the warbad over in the bazaar? Yeah. Your benevolence, do you think you can clarify the voice for me? Very well. I will now attempt to further refine my vision. Warbad's cry. What's this? What? Just as I suspected, it was the call of a warbad. That means the subordinate Minister Inga was talking to was in the bazaar, not the palace. But why is it important where the call came from? What significance could it have? Even? She's right. Is it important to know where the call came from? Yeah, it kind of is. It's actually very important. Knowing that the person on the other end was at the bazaar means that the loud explosion might not have been the sound of a gunshot. But I can think of no other item that makes such a noise in the area. Go ahead, Apollo. Tell her. Tell Ray for the real source of that sound. Will do. Well, Hornhead, I'm waiting. What was the true source of that explosive sound? Oh, I think I know actually. In Albie's testimony, he said that that's through a firecracker. That would have made an explosion sound.
Take that!
What is that? It's Albie Erguide's statement. Oh my god, is his name supposed to be Albie your guide? I can't remember how to pronounce his last name because I only say his first name. In it, he claims that that's Aribal threw a firecracker at him while he was at the bazaar. Then, yeah, the sound heard over the phone was a firecracker exploding.
Objection!
What? And yet, a bullet was found at the scene of the crime. A bullet fired from Minister Inga's gun. How do you explain that? Well, we don't know whether it was fired during the course of the crime, right? Or do you have evidence that proves when the pistol was discharged? No, I have none. Wait a second. If that loud bang was a firecracker, then could that laugh at the end have been... That's... No. I'll be your guide? Yeah. Hello, Astro Dude. How you doing? Welcome on in. Yeah. I just realized that, yeah. No, it can't be. Oh, it can't be, and it is. The laugh came from none other than... That's... the Joker who got a kick out of styling Albie with his dragon snot snaps. That happy-go-lucky, that's Aribal. What? Someone should really put a leash on that guy, yeah. I shouldn't think how one man can be the cause of so much trouble. Hey there, AJ, PW, y'all can thank me later. Fuck you, Darts, oh my god. No one asked for your commentary, Mr. Aribal. Your benevolence, do you need to revise your insight? It would appear so. My father then took a call from a subordinate at the bazaar. The true source of that loud bang was the firecracker Dats threw. And that final laugh belonged to none other than Dats himself. Well, this changes everything. Let's go over the details of Rafer's insight again. Okay, I think I've got this down now. Time to find another inconsistency. Whoa. Okay. Here. Let's do this.
Objection!
Let's present that. Your benevolence. There's a glaring problem with this insight. There is. You say that the murder happened at around 3 p.m., which is right around the time my client arrived on the scene. However, now that we know what the source of the loud bang is, your insight conflicts with a certain piece of evidence, causing Albie's testimony. Because in Albie's testimony, he said this happened around 2. So, yeah, what time was it? Was it 2 or 3? Because that's an hour difference, man. I suppose I have to ask the obvious here. What evidence conflicts with the claim that the murder occurred at 3 p.m.? And that would be Albie's statement.
Take that!
I'll be your guide statement again. Yes, because to summarize what he said, around 2 p.m., Shadow was surprised by a firecracker ran into the palace courtyard. Around 2 p.m. That's right, 2 p.m. Not 3 p.m. Are you suggesting? I think you know where I'm going with this. That's his laugh, the cry of the warbird, and the bang of the firecracker were all heard right before Minister Inger's death. Thanks to Albie's statement, we can put a definitive timestamp on all of these sounds. Therefore, what this vision shows is that it's extremely likely that the deceased's final moments were at 2 rather than 3, as we had originally thought. Dare I ask? It means that the murder took place a full hour before Dirk entered the tomb, and Dirk was with us like for a while. So he could not have been at that tomb. We saw him going into the tomb at 3 p.m. How can this be? Are you saying that I, the very personification of the law, have been mistaken? Oh, that must have hurt. That must have fucking hurt. Oh my god, all her nails just ripped off. Oh my god. And now you can see why justice will always prevail. Naoto's just there Naoto's just there chilling. He's just like, I don't give a shit, just do whatever needs to be done. And I'm not gonna mess with Ga'ran. I'm not gonna mess with whatever the fuck Ga'ran is doing. Peace I say. Now then, defense. I must remind you that the figure of the accused was clearly shown in the vision. How do you explain that? I wouldn't say it was clearly shown. After all, the figure didn't actually have a face. You are absolutely right. Without a face, we can't be certain of who it was. Furthermore, did I remind you that if the vision is from 2 p.m., Dirk was still with me and Mr. Wright, which means his faceless figure couldn't possibly be him, because he has an alibi at 2 p.m. So then, what are we to make of this 1 hour difference? Wait, 2 o'clock? That's when what? My mother was performing the rite of channeling. Oh shit, yeah, I forgot about that. The palace guards had all been reassigned to guard the channeling chamber for the rite. Don't tell me. The royal residence, it would have been virtually unguarded. Which means the real killer could have easily slipped unseen into Amara's tomb. Defense, are you saying that this is someone disguised as the accused? That's exactly why I believe you, Magistrate. Preposterous. Disguises cannot deceive the memories of the dead. That the face did not appear this time is mere, what do you say? I'm gonna guess coincidence. Happenstance. Had it appeared, such a subterfuge would have been as clear as day. He's got a point there. I'm just gonna quickly check this discard pink real quickly. There we go. There we go. Anyone who knows about the divination seance would have tried to hide their face. Nevertheless, our killer openly appeared before Inga. The question is, why? Apollo. Maybe the real killer could afford to be so bold because they knew their face wouldn't show up in the seance vision. What? It's possible that the killer dared to dress in Dirk's clothes and stand square in front of Inga precisely because they knew they could get away with it. But how could anyone be so sure of something like that? A long time ago, I heard of a cognitive disorder that impairs a person's ability to distinguish between faces. What if Inga had it? Then are you saying that this is literally how Inga saw the world? Yeah, we can't normally see through the eyes of others, but in this case, we can. And if he had that disorder, I imagine this is how faces appeared to him in life. Okay, let's say that the killer knew that Inga had such a disorder. They definitely used it. They could definitely use it to pin the crime on Dirk. But if you're wondering about how to prove that Inga had it, you already have what you need. Really? Well, defense, do you have something to show to this court? Well, yeah, I believe so. Frankly, I have no idea what Mr. Wright means, but I'll have a look. I'll look the evidence over again. What explains why the face of Minister Inga's killer is absent in his seance vision? Oh wait, he had notes of people's characteristics, and none of them really mention too much specific facial characteristics. Like, the only facial characteristics we have are Nana's tattoo on her forehead and Dirk's eye patch. That's it. And even then, those aren't really like he doesn't really mention eye color or nose shape or like general bone structure. He mentions other things that kind of distinguish people, right? For example, Nana's purple hat, Dirk's long hair, Phoenix's, pink necktie, So it would be, he uses different things to identify different people. A notepad? Yeah, it was found in Minister Inga's room, and it holds the answer we're looking for. As you can see, it's filled with detailed notes on various individuals, what kind of clothes they wear, hairstyles, and other discerning physical characteristics. And this is connected to the faceless nature of the killer. How? And in 5 minutes, by the way. The vision we saw was exactly what Minister Inga saw with his own eyes. It is he who saw his killer as a person without a face. In fact, this is how he normally saw everyone around him. What's this? I believe Minister Inga had a disorder that prevented him from recognizing faces. It would explain the faceless being and why he needed a notepad full of people's physical characteristics. Now that I think of it, my father was always terrible at remembering people. By simply changing my hairstyle, he would fail to recognize even me. Your evidence. You knew that your husband had such a disorder, didn't you? Did you? He never wished for it to become public knowledge. But I suppose there is no use in keeping it quiet about it now. It is as you say. My late husband had a special disorder that hindered his ability to recognize faces. The medical term for it is prosopagnosia. How did I pronounce that right the first fucking time? Oh my god. So Mr. Wright was right. The memories of those afflicted with such disorders in life do appear strange at times. then there's precedent for this. So the killer likely knew about the disorder and used it to their advantage. Right, so they're someone who is both knowledgeable about the divination seance and aware of Inga's affliction. Your Eminence, who knew about your husband's condition? A small number of servants who tended to his needs. And me, and Rafer. Surely you are not about to insinuate that I committed this crime? Oh, no, Your Eminence. Still, could she have done it? Ga'ran has an alibi, remember? Oh yeah, she was spirit channeling. Could she have spirit channeled someone though? Cause like we saw with what was the riot turnabout when Maya spirit channeled to Rust in me, her body type changed to be like more masculine. Like the only thing that stayed the same about Maya was her hairstyle and her clothes. That was it. So Ga'ran could have, done it. Could have spirit channeled someone and then gone over to the tomb and then killed her own husband. Ga'ran has an alibi, remember? Oh right, she was conducting the rite of channeling at 2 p.m. In that case, Your Eminence, does Nina know about Minister Inga's disorder? Of course she does. She's our head servant. So as head servant, she knew about Minister Inga's condition, and as the princess's personal attendant, she is familiar with the divination seance. If these two facts together don't make her a possible suspect, I don't know what would. You witless liar. How quickly you are to forget facts? Facts like when Inga was last seen alive. You claim he was dead at 2, yet that is impossible. For Rafer saw him at 2:30. Yeah. We did completely forget about that, yeah. No, there must be some mistake. Seriously, the murder could only have happened at 3. Now Dirk entered the tomb. There is no other answer to this puzzle. Why don't we ever get to make up answers like Ga'ran makes up laws? Because it's back to square one. Where did we go wrong? I don't think we're the problem. We just seem to be short one piece of the puzzle. Our deductions so far explain everything to a T. Everything except for Inga's sighting at 2:30. What if Inga was already dead? What if Inga was already dead at this time? What if Inga was killed earlier in the day at 2, like we thought, and then Ga'ran, she was doing her little spirit channeling stuff, She spirit channeled her own husband and then went to Amara's tomb. This, creating some sort of, she went and fucked up with the facts, made a witness testimony, made, a witness out of her own daughter. I see. And without that final puzzle piece, all of our deductions fall apart. Apollo, if Inga's sighting is the only anomaly, we'll just have to at the same progress. I didn't even realize. Yeah. It is possible that Ga'ran had someone kind of dress up like Dirk, or herself dressed up like Dirk, but she had an alibi of that she was spirit channeling at 2 p.m. So she had an alibi. So what if she got someone to dress up like Dirk to go and kill her husband? So, you know, murderer. Not murderer. An assassin. Well, she hired an assassin or got one of the servants to do it. And then she, you know, spirit channeled her own husband and then went to the tomb as planned. So yeah. Apart if Inga's sighting is the only anomaly, we'll just have to find a way to make it fit into the bigger picture. Time to think outside the box then, right? Let's see. It would be impossible to see Inga walking around after he'd been killed. But what if there was a way to make people think he was alive even though he was dead? Like a way to make people witness the living dead? Sounds like some kind of TV show. Things like that don't happen in real life. Really? Really, Apollo? Really? Spirit channeling. So solving problems. Apollo, did you just... I did. I figured it out. And now to make people witness the living dead. Your Majesty, our deductions weren't wrong after all. Despite Mr. Inga being murdered at 2, he was seen heading into the tomb at 2:30, and I'll tell you how. I certainly hope you will, because I have no idea what you're talking about. The Minister Inga her benevolence saw was in fact someone channeling him. It was the deceased being channeled. It was the only way a man who was already dead could have been seen by her benevolence. Channeled, you say? That's right. And there are only 2 people capable of spirit channeling here in Ga'ran: Her Eminence Queen Ga'ran and Maya Fey. It's possible that one of them was channeling the minister. I understand that Apollo is only saying Maya to, you know, slightly not incur all of Ga'ran's wrath, but there's no way Maya did it. There's no way my girl Maya did it. It would seem that you are ever bent on making me party to this crime. And she has her nails back. She has her acrylics back. Prosecutor, what was I doing at 2:30, the time at which my husband was seen? Eminence, I believe you had completed the channeling rite and were having tea with the king of the neighbouring realm. There would have been many attendants there too. Fuck. Now Yuta had to keep up with her schedule too. What does she make him do? Then that leaves... Oh my... Apollo, you dipshit. Honestly. Yeah, it does. Maybe someone was forcing her to use the power toward nefarious ends. The real killer could have been threatening her. That cannot be. So then, Inga's scream. That was probably from when he woke up from being called back to this world. After all, that's when the flow of time would have picked it back up for him after he died. So Minister Inga probably leapt to his feet, thinking he just had a nightmare. Then, realizing it was almost time for the hostage exchange, he raced off to Amara's tomb, not even realizing he was already dead. Then, her benevolence really did see a dead man winning. Using the sacred power of spirit channeling to commit a crime? How can this be? The defense calls Miss Maya Fey to the stand. How many times is Maya gonna get accused of murder? This is the second time in one game. Well, your eminence, will you allow a new witness? It matters not. Either way, this lawyer shall soon know the truth. He will know just how much of an imbecile he is in the face of my infallible arguments. It's not me all you want, witch, but you'll be eating those words when I expose the truth. Very well. Let us adjourn until the next witness is ready. Okay, let's go. To be continued. Let's go to the next part. This trial seems like I'll probably have to finish it on Friday. On to the next chapter. Cause this is we're already 2 hours in. We've only just completed the first part of the trial. Talk about some really close shaves. Well, you can't get a closer shave than the headsman's brand blades, that's for sure. The trial's not even over yet and I'm already exhausted. Still, you were able to fight back the queen herself in there. Well, maybe with Miss Faye's help, I won't have to keep on playing her game much longer. Speaking of which, I guess it's a little late to be asking, but do you think she's well enough to testify, Mr. Wright? She slept all day yesterday out of exhaustion, apparently. That's all it was, so she should be okay. Bobbed head, horn head. Rafer? Oh, hello, your benevolence. Princess Rafer? You're really impressive in there.
I am the royal priestess Rafa Padma Kurain. And I am prepared to face my father's death.
I'm looking at her little speech again. Despite your mother's opposition, you stood your ground. And in doing so, you fulfilled your duty as the royal priestess. It was all thanks to you and your friends. Your belief in me gave me the courage to follow my path. So, you have my gratitude. Oh, don't mention it. I know. I shall thank you with a gift. What would you like? A cow? A horse? And perhaps I shall reward your efforts with a royal shoulder massage. Oh, that's okay, your benevolence. Your gratitude is more than enough. Thanks. But I thought you Americans liked massages. My technique was highly praised by my father, I'll have you know. Hey you, lawyers! Where's the accused? Dirk? Where the fuck is Dirk? That's a good question. That is a good question. That's... What do you do? I blew it big time, AJ. What do you do, Daz? Shut up, you. What's going on? This scoundrel tried to escape with the accused. What? We're able to nab him, but the accused is nowhere to be found. Where are you hiding him, you miscreant? I keep telling you, I got no idea where he went. I mean, yeah, we booked it together. But I lost track of him after that. So Dirk's on the lam now. Probably, but who knows? He vanished in the blink of an eye. Vanished? You want to know something, AJ? Dirk said to me, I can't put Mara in danger. I have to set her free before it's too late. Don't tell me he's going to rescue her. But that's what I am telling ya. It's why I helped him escape in the first place. What did I say that was a word? Whatever. Do you realise what he's done? But what's done is done. Still, why did he choose to go rescue her now? Maybe he didn't want to die with any regrets or something. You know, just in case he ended up on the chopping block. Why, Dirk? I thought you believed in me. Oh, don't be like that, AJ. He'll be back as soon as he frees Amara. You'll see. That's not the point. Listen, lawyer. You let us know immediately if the accused contacts you. The trial will now resume. See that you are ready. With the trial still on, even without the defendant. Those were Her Eminence's orders, so you will return to the courtroom at once. Let's go, Apollo. All we can do is see where the next testimony leads. Okay, so our next testimony will probably be Myers. Okay, we're back. We're back in court. Now then, let us resume the trial at hand. Your Majesty, my client seems to have gone missing. What do you think, Your Eminence? Should we proceed without the accused? Why not? My royal guard is searching for him as we speak. They shall find him soon enough, for they will not dare to keep me waiting. Yeah, but what about the law governing court proceedings? Then I shall simply revise it. Again, that's the second law she's revising. Why can't she just revise the DC Act, the Defense Culpability Act? As a ruling sovereign of Ga'ran, I proclaim the following. Should the accused be an enemy of the crown, they may be tried in absentia. Well, in that case, I guess there's no problem with proceeding. Well, will the witness, Miss Faye, please approach the stand? And she's back. Sorry to summon you like this, Maya. Getting dragged out of bed and into court isn't exactly a fun wake-up call, Nick. I'm sorry, Miss Faye. It was my idea. And you are... Alright, I'm Apollo Justice. It's nice to finally meet you. Oh, so you're Apollo. Nick's told me all about you. You're the new guy with the loud voice and a bit of an unreliable streak. Get it right? Unreliable? Well, that was 2 years ago. You've come a long way since. Yeah. So I was called here anyway. Am I under arrest? Again? Huh? I guess no one's phoned her in. Well, she has been asleep this entire time. Miss Faye stood off with Dirks and Marty, and you're here as a witness. What? Dirk's been arrested? But that's not exactly the reaction I was expecting. Miss Faye, you are suspected of playing a part in the murder of Justice Minister Inga. What? Someone allegedly forced you to channel the minister to obfuscate at the time of the murder. At least that is what the defense claims. Wait, what? How could you, Apollo? How did you even reach that conclusion? We'll talk about it later, Miss Faye. Sorry, but it's the only way this whole case makes any sense. Your understandable anger at the defense aside, will you testify, Miss Faye? Yes, Your Majesty. I don't know why, but I keep looking at those things that just came up on screen, and I always think they're weirdly aligned. I don't know why. I don't have any idea what's going on, but I know I didn't channel Minister Inga. I didn't even have the chance to do something like that. Besides, I'd never go quietly along with some criminal's plan. Though I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with. It seems the witness doesn't believe she has ever channeled Justice Minister Inga. And if her words prove to be true, defense, your entire argument becomes moot. You do understand that, don't you? Yes, of course. It doesn't seem like Miss Faye is lying. Apollo, Maya was being awfully secretive about something just now. Then I guess I'd better dig around and try to get her to open up to me. Okay, let's go. Channeling the Minister. Let's first save. Okay, I'm gonna press everything.
Hold it!
See what that gets us. You've been asleep ever since you were rescued from the team, correct? I was exhausted after being held captive for so long, 6 days. That must have been terrible. Maya, Minister Inga didn't do anything to you, did he? Oh no, it wasn't like that. On the contrary, I asked him for all sorts of things. Like what? Like, I'm really craving burgers and I'll die if I miss an episode of The Plum Punisher. Acting like a brat netted me a TV and even a few burgers from someplace. He was surprisingly nice to me. Huh? Are you sure we're talking about the same guy here? He may have loomed large, but he was unexpectedly easy to push around. even though he's the one who's responsible for pushing those execution papers through, or that approving executions was simply his preferred method of stress relief. With a wife like her, he was probably really pushing them through out of fear. I'm beginning to see why he wanted to stage a coup. In any case, my time in captivity wasn't so bad, but of all the things that happened, yeah, she didn't channel Minister Inga. Are you sure about that? Maybe you just don't remember channeling him. I remember. I may be 28, but I'm not seeing now, you know. Something's not right here. Miss Faye, you were confined to Amara's tomb the whole time, is that correct? Yeah, but I wasn't conscious the whole time. I didn't lose your consciousness during spirit channeling. Okay, then let me ask you something. Did you ever see Nana in the tomb? Dressed as Dirk? Huh? Is this some kind of joke? I think I'd remember if I saw something as crazy as that. Plus, I doubt anyone would carry out a crime like that in front of a potential witness. I hate when he's right. Yeah, I hate when he's right as well.
Hold it!
You didn't have a chance to channel him? Does channeling someone take a long time? Not really. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty much instantaneous. I was all tied up, literally, so there was no way for me to make the channeling mudra with my hands to do it. Right. Guess you really didn't channel Inga then. Maya, when mediums are done with a session, they can send the spirit back to the other world themselves, right? Sure, unless they're still in training. Amateurs can get possessed by spirits sometimes, but full-fledged mediums can stay in total control of the session, and they can send the deceased spirit away anytime they want. So I take it you can do it. You can do that too, Miss Faye? Of course. It's a cinch for the new and improved Mystic Maya Faye, Ace Spirit Medium. Reference. That's strange. You seem like the same old childish Maya to me. I'll show you, childish Nick.
Hold it!
So you wouldn't channel spirits for unseemly purposes? Of course not. Spirit channeling is my bread and butter, and I take a lot of pride in my work. It's like, would you use your legal skills to commit a crime, Apollo? Well, until finger pointing and objecting becomes deadly, I don't see how they can become used. Wow, you're a regular Mr. Smarty Pants, just like Nick. Always at the ready with some sarcastic comeback. I think I'll save my many objections for after the trial. Yes, please. Anyway, I'd never go along with something like murder. What do you mean by that, Maya? What do you mean by that? It sounds to me like you're just trying to hide something, Miss Faye. Didn't anyone teach you about respecting boundaries, Apollo? It's really rude to pry into a person's private affair. Sorry, I didn't realize. Wait, we're in a court of law? Yeah, I know. Then what was that about? All that about me being rude? I'm just doing my job. So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding? Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say. Well, he's not here right now, so you can tell us. You made a promise to Dirk? A pretty big one. I think this is about all you're gonna get out of her. Yeah. Enough. The witness is denying that she channeled any spirits. Further questioning is pointless. It appears your little fiction has been soundly exposed for what it is. You should listen to her, Apollo. I don't even know why you suspected me in the first place. I mean, you don't have any evidence of me channeling Minister Inga, do you? Oh, evidence, huh? There's no point in even thinking about it, really. I don't use anything special to channel spirits, so there wouldn't be anything left behind. That's true. Just like when she channeled the High Priest, all Maya needs is her own body. If he defends has no evidence to offer, I will have to end this cross-examination. What now? Even if she doesn't use any special items to do the channeling itself, you think there would be something to complete the deception? Is there any proof that Justice Minister Inga was channeled? I feel like it's this. The gemstone. Yes, we can go with the gemstone. You bet that is. Really? Well, now. You're bluffing, I take it. Yeah. I'll be fine. If I'm right, then there must be some sort of proof to back this up. Time to do some serious thinking, Apollo. Just this. Okay, we know that when Rafer saw her father, he wasn't dressed like Miss Faye, right? Right, because if he was, Rafer would have immediately known he was being channeled. So that means he was dressed in his usual suit when Rafer saw him. And yeah, we mentioned the cape earlier. Good thinking, Apollo. This might be the perfect angle to attack from. Alright, let's have an answer from the defense. What proof do you have that Miss Maya Faye channeled Justice Minister Inga?
Take that!
The gemstone. Is that a gemstone? We found this among the ashes of one of the tomb's incense burners. Does this gemstone ring any bells, Your Eminence? What? What was that doing in the tomb? So you do recognize it. But then, as his wife, how could you not recognize this gemstone button from your husband's jacket? I don't get where you're going with this. Channeling Minister Inga alone wouldn't be enough to fool someone like Princess Rafer, especially if he were wearing your clothes. So you would have had to channel into the minister's clothes before you would have to change into the minister's clothes before channeling him. Miss Faye, you used the minister's clothes as cover while going from his room to the tomb, and where you burned them once you no longer needed them. What? Uh-oh, she seems genuinely surprised by that.
Objection!
This is not going well at all. Miss Faye? Yes? Do you know my husband's name? It was, Inga Kakul Karayan, right? That is correct in part, but there's more. Much more. Inga Kakul Hokaud this now. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. That is his true name. So then, Ga'ran, you channeled him. That is suspicious. I mean, sure, she knows his true name, but because you know she's his wife. But why would you reveal that? That makes you look more suspicious. Could it be any longer? Due to its length, only a portion of it was ever made public. So Miss Faye, did you know his true name? No. I mean, how could I? Precisely. Yeah, media must know both the face and true name of the one she seeks to channel. So then, Miss Faye couldn't have channeled Minister Inga? That's what I've been saying this whole time. Well, I wanted to randomly channel some old guy I didn't know. I didn't like thanks to that last trial. I can't believe this. Apollo, I really don't think Maya's lying. However, your line of reasoning still seems credible to me. I agree, but there's something tripping us up in the details. Maybe we're working off of some wrong assumption again. Apollo? I was thinking. Yeah? Since I didn't channel Minister Inga, is it possible that someone else did? Someone else? But who else could it have been? I haven't thought that far yet. Such chatter is without merit. Let us move on, shall we? I don't care what Ga'ran says. I'm going to figure this out. If it wasn't Miss Faye, and the Queen has an alibi, then Apollo, forget who is capable of channeling spirits for a second. I should consider the circumstances around the channeling, right? Right, we know Rafa saw her father come running out of his private quarters. If he was being channeled at the time, who could it have been? It'd have to have been someone who was in Inga's private quarters, aka Nana. Well, I'm waiting, defense, and you know how much I despise waiting. Yeah, but there is someone else besides Miss Faye who could have channeled Minister Inga. There is just one more person, and they were in Inga's private quarters. That person is our only hope now. So the defense believes there was another person. Let's have your very serious answer. With pleasure. The winner of 2 tries at this, Horn Devil. Who could have channeled Minister Inga?
Take that!
Nana. Your evidence said it yourself. That's right. Nana never did go into the tomb that day. Instead, she entered my husband's private quarters. How'd you know? It's quite simple. Shoe prints were discovered in Inga's private quarters. Shoe prints that belonged to Nana. And then there's her benevolence's statements. She said that Nana disappeared right after she entered Minister Inga's private quarters. The room from which Minister Inga himself came running out of not long afterwards. You're not seriously suggesting? It's the only thing that makes sense. Nana channeled Minister Inga and left his private quarters thereafter, and that's why no one has seen her since. Hello, Potato. Hello. Welcome on in. How you doing? And why only the minister's shoe prints were found outside his residence? Donation panel for Palace sign W. Of course. No way. There's gotta be it. Nana must have somehow channeled the master. All the circumstantial evidence has fallen into place. You can't ignore it anymore. You can't claim Nana isn't connected to this case somehow. And in light of this, the defense calls Nana to the stand. Well, your evidence? What do you say? Very well then, let's call Nana to testify. Yeah, now we can finally crack this case wide open. Let's adjourn while the witness is summoned. First, real. There's no need. Nana is in the waiting lobby. What? Nana said I thought she'd gone missing. It seems she was feeling unwell and simply wished to rest undisturbed, but her concern for Rafa brought her here today. She took time off without Rafa's knowledge or consent. I'm betting there's more to her disappearing acts than meets the eye, Apollo. While we wait for Nana, I'm checking this Discord thing. And here she is, Nana. Miss Nana, do you understand why you have been summoned here today? Yes, of course. And now that I look at her, like straight on, now I think, oh yeah, okay, we don't have her picture. Well, we do have a picture actually. Now that I think, she looks more and more like Amara. Yes, of course. Her evidence has informed me that this man here suspects I have committed a crime. Oh god, posture. I need a stretch actually. I mean, I have such a shit posture, oh my god. So this is Nana, that's quite the hairdo. Though I will say, I suppose I'm not as old as I had thought. If this hard-headed nincompoop would take me for a criminal. nincompoop. Isn't that Raven's favourite? So I guess Nana rubbed off on her with all the time they spent together. And I've just run out of my drink. Rip on my channel points. Using so many. You there, young hornhead. Yeah. What is it, Nana? You're accusing me of slaying Minister Inga and channeling his spirit, yeah? What an active imagination you have. Young folk are so wonderfully open-minded. Thanks. Just take the compliment, Justice. Now then, will the witness please proceed with her testimony? This court wishes to know if you did or did not channel Minister Inga in his private cause. Witness testimony time. I was feeling under the weather yesterday and decided to rest these worried bones. Besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not possibly be an honourable spirit medium. I doubt that. Only members of the royal family can learn the art of spirit channeling here in Ga'ran. After Queen Amara's passing, Her Eminence Queen Ga'ran is the only spirit medium left. If you believe a medium to be the culprit, it would have to be that young lass Maya Faye. And there you have it. It seems we have summoned her for nothing. But we know that Amara is really alive. And Nana is definitely Amara. Those two are definitely the same person. I know it. Only those with the royal bloodline have the power of spirit channeling. That a servant such as Nana could channel spirits is the most unamusing jest. On the surface, anyway. But our line of reasoning has led us to this end, that Nana channeled Inga's spirit. Alright, the defense may now question the witness. Cross-examination time. Okay, time to save right here. Okay. I mean, that was fine. That first statement is fine. But this one, first of all, you are quite high up on, like, in terms of servants. I hear you are the head servant, isn't that right? Yeah. Are you suggesting that my position affords me the ability to channel spirits? Since you're the head servant to a family of channelers, I'd say it's plausible. If you wanted to, it's not impossible for you to learn through exposure. I think not, for that goes against the very underpinnings of the Kingdom of Ga'ran. To become a spirit medium requires a noble spirit and rigorous training. But most importantly, one must be a direct descendant of the founder. It is not simply some hobby one can take up in the manner of knitting or gardening. So commoners could never become a medium no matter how hard they tried. That is common knowledge to all who are born and raised here, young hornhead. I'm gonna quickly check this discard ping and then I shall return to this. Okay. There we go. Okay.
Hold it!
Okay then. What if you actually have royal blood in your veins, Nana? Like a distant relative or something? I'm from a line of humble fishermen, all the way back to my grandfather's grandfather. I've never heard talk of royal blood or noble ancestry. Apollo, if spirit channeling is a secret art passed down from mother to daughter, then even with a royal ancestor, it'd be impossible to learn without the right training. It is as the barbed one says. It also must be mentioned that this secret art is only taught here in the Kingdom of Ga'ran and your country's Ga'ran village. Why aren't things falling into place like I expected? I would ask the witness to continue her testimony.
Hold it!
Queen Amara was the victim of an assassination, right? Yes, she was. Oh, so we thought. Yeah, oh, she was a beautiful, gentle soul. But she fell in love with a man of dubious origins. and was murdered in a terrible blaze. Fate could be so cruel. Except she's actually still alive. Poor Nana is yet another follower unwittingly praying over an empty sarcophagus. Amara, the queen who's been locked away and her existence in this world erased. But the fact that she is still alive shackles Nayuta to Ga'ran's will. Nayuta, the only reason you're still standing there by that woman's side is because you're afraid of what would happen to Amara otherwise, right? After all, Amara is his mum. We need not recount such ancient history. Let us continue with the witness's testimony.
Hold it!
Miss Faye was being held hostage. She was completely tied up and didn't even know Minister Inga's true name, making it impossible for her to kill or channel him. I know nothing of that.
Objection!
Listen, you horn devil. Were you not just insisting that it was Maya Faye who had channeled Minister Inga? My, how quickly you change your tune. No, I'm just quick on my feet when new information presents itself. I'm also quick to force my biggest smile when times like these demand it. It's great that you're following my advice, Apollo, but try not to look so forced while you do, would you? Nana is right about one thing though. Only those of royal bloodline can be spirit mediums in Korean. Common folk like us are our lot. Yeah, I guess so. Still, I think I'll finally be close to connecting other dots once I point one very big thing out. That is that Amara is actually still alive. So where is it?
Objection!
Okay, so I presented what makes sense in terms of a direct contradiction, except I don't know how to make it make sense in the larger context of this case. Well, is the defense going to follow up its loud objection with a sound explanation? Oh, sorry. How do I put this? I believe there's a problem with Nana's testimony. Go on. She asserted that she could not possibly be a spirit medium because, in Korean, only members of the royal family can learn how to channel spirits. I fail to see the problem in that statement, defense. Hold on, I'm getting to it, your majesty. Amara is still alive. Nana stated an absolute falsehood. Since we know that Amara is still alive, at the same time, circumstantial evidence points to Nana channeling Inga. After all, just after she entered his private quarters, Inga came running out screaming despite having been killed at 2 p.m. That would mean that Nana channeled Inga. Even though supposedly, only those of the royal family are capable of doing so. Wait. Is it too late to ask for a refund on my trip down the rabbit hole? Mr. Wright? You may think I've lost my mind with this bluff, but if I can at least establish the possibility, I think it'll give us the brick we need. Wait a sec. Are you going to propose what I think you are? Yes, it's a huge risk, but I think there's a chance I can prove it. Will the court please take a look at this photo? This photo's very existence to say nothing of the person in it contradicts the witness's claim that Queen Ga'ran is the only remaining spirit medium in Korean. Horn devil, you mustn't. She knows. We know she knows. Oh, but I must. Under these circumstances, the outcome of this trial depends on it. But you already knew that, didn't you, Your Eminence? Will your defense please explain who is shown in the photograph? The person in the photo is the previous queen, Amara Segata Korean. Contrary to popular belief, she was never assassinated. In fact, she's very much alive. What? But that's nonsense. Take a good look at the law book in this photo, Your Majesty. The mark of the dragon branded on it could only have been placed there after Queen Amara's supposed assassination. Queen Amara still alive? Has the lion gone mad? No, it's not. Maybe a little, honestly. While I personally find it hard to believe, I will allow the defense to continue. You may proceed, defense. Queen Amara's death was staged to keep her safe from her would-be killer. Yeah, according to Dirk, she's actually being held captive somewhere. But the real truth is that Queen Amara is not being held in confinement. Rather, she walks freely among us. Here, in this very courtroom today. But how? Do not be deceived, your majesty. The Red Emperor is skilled in weaving plausible lies. It is the cunning loyally are known as bluffing. But knowing this, there is no need to fear his fault.
Objection!
That's why you're wrong, prosecutor. Because you'll be quaking in your boots soon enough. Is that so? It's my turn, Nayuta, to wake you up to the truth right before your eyes. Queen Amara is still very much alive and has been disguising herself as Nena.
Take that!
But that's... This is the simplest and cleanest explanation for everything we've covered so far. The person who killed Minister Inga, someone with intimate knowledge of the divination seance, the medium who channeled the minister in order to mask the real time of his death. Condense these traits into one person and you get a sperm medium of royal blood. And that person is none other than you, Nina. Or should we say, Amara, your true identity is the former Queen Amara and the killer we've been looking for all along. What?
Objection!
Have you finally lost your mind, Mr. Justice? What you say is beyond blasphemous, even in the depths of hell. Oh my, such frightening allegations. She knows we're right. She knows we're right. Indeed, and absolutely ludicrous to the boot. Her Eminence Queen Amara yet lives, and is actually Miss Nina here. You have truly gone off the deep end. You don't have to take my word for it. In fact, a certain someone can help me prove it. Yeah, Eminence. If Queen Amara truly is dead, you should be able to channel her spirit right here, right now. Isn't that correct? Yeah, come on, Ga'ran. I can. Deny it no longer. The lawyer speaks the truth. Nina, the woman who stands here before us, is Amara, the former queen, believed to have perished 23 years ago. Pokunka. We're right. Finally, we've finally got Inga's real killer on the stand. Nena, no, Amara Sagata Karayan. Please stop the ads and tell us what really happened. Oh dear me, I guess I shouldn't have underestimated the power of youth. Well done, young hardhead. What is she doing? Here she is. Amara. Whoa. I was getting tired of masquerading as an old woman anyway. It has been far too long since I last greeted you, good people of Ga'ran. It is I, Amara Psssttt Ga'ran, your former queen. Queen Amara? What? And his rosary has finally broke. I nearly started up again. Now I thought Ga'ran's makeover was extreme. Can it really be true? You are alive and well? It is true. I feel as if I've been called back from the Twilight Realm. I feel I have caused all of you a great deal of distress. Amara, I'm sorry I was unable to keep your secret any longer. I hope you can forgive me. It is quite alright, Ga'ran. I am safe now. For Dirk, that blackguard who threatened my life, will be recaptured soon enough. I need not conceal my identity any longer. Queen Amara, what does this all mean? Were you not killed in that fire 23 years ago? I barely escaped that blaze from my life. But though I survived, I knew that a scoundrel would make further attempts on my life. Therefore, I staged my death and abdicated the throne to my dear younger sister, Ga'ran. But the building of that great tomb and disguising yourself as a lowly servant, why would you do such a thing? Ga'ran, I would have you explain. I wished for her to be close at hand. It was the only way I felt I could protect her, and it was the best way to hide her from the eyes of the public. After all, who could conceive of Amara lowering her station to that of a servant? She's got that right. Even Dirk thought Amara was being held captive in some far-off place. Never even guessed she was living as a servant right in plain sight. I must say, a life dedicated to the servitude of others is not the least bit disagreeable. It is a quite humble existence, far removed from the tedium of regal duties. Ah, but those days of peace have ended. And it was all because of you, Hornhead. You should consider yourself lucky if that's all the sense was. If there is something you wish to say, then say it. It doesn't matter who you are, you won't escape the crime you committed. The defense moves to indict you as Justice Minister Inger's real killer. Dun, dun, dun. What's this? You would accuse Queen Amara of homicide? A grand priestess of Ga'ranism. You can't do that. But she's virtually a goddess in the eyes of her people. If you commit the crime, you'd better be ready to do the time. Be you a priest, saint, queen, or god. I've never met such an egalitarian person. Queen Amara, in your years disguised as Nana, you would have learned about Minister Inger's disorder, so you knew you could dress in Dirk's clothes to forge a convincing seance vision. Isn't that right? What a curious character you are. You would label me a murderer? Me, the one who people regarded as the reincarnation of the Holy Mother herself? You may be a grand figure in Ga'ranism, but as a foreigner, you're just another suspect to me. It would appear your words are not in jest, as I too suffer the sullying of my good name with accusations of murder most foul. Please, Queen Amara, forgive his impudence. The lion knows not what he speaks. No, he knows what he speaks. He knows. Fear not, good magistrate, for this is the sacred hall of justice. Though I am a grand priestess on this stand, I am but a witness like any other. I shall face his accusations with grace and benevolence. Your compassion overfloweth, your mercifulness. Oh, young liar. In my benevolence, I must warn you that your assertion suffers from a tragic flaw. Huh? There's a flaw? Nayuta. Yes, your mercifulness. Who was present in the tomb when the murder was discovered? Dirk Senmade, Maya Fey, and the victim, Minister Inger. I see. That is a fatal flaw indeed. It appears Queen Amara couldn't possibly have gone to the tomb as Minister Inga. What? Why not? Do not keep the defense waiting, Naita. Explain how wrong he truly is. Yes, your mercifulness. Her benevolence, Princess Rafa saw Minister Inga enter the tomb around 2:30. Yet you did, the defense claimed the person she saw was the minister being channeled by Queen Amara. However, if her mercifulness had channeled him and moved to the tomb, then once she was done channeling, Queen Amara would have re-emerged and been left stuck in the tomb. She was in the sarcophagus, though. Oh yeah. Had she tried to exit before you arrived, Rafa would have seen her. Princess Rafa, who had been looking down upon the courtyard, would have seen her. However, her benevolence saw nothing of the sort. In conclusion, Queen Amara could not have left the tomb without being observed. And yet, was she there in the tomb when the murder was discovered, defense? No, she wasn't. Can we say that for sure, though? Now do you see? Your flimsy claim has been uprooted like a sapling in a flood. Well, that was entertaining. Prosecutors admired it. Assume the prosecution of this case and clear your mother's good name. You wish for me to take over? Yes, prosecute your father to save your mother. What a poignant fate you bear, but bear it you must. Are you ready? Yes, Your Eminence. And there you have it, Your Majesty. I shall watch the rest of the proceedings from the sidelines. I will relinquish complete control of the sacred hall to your authority once more. Why thank you, Your Eminence. Now then, Your mercifulness, your testimony, if you please. Witness testimony. Now I shall destroy your utterly absurd and barbarous theory. I was not anywhere near the tomb following the murder. Were your theory correct, I would have been in the tomb once I had stopped channeling. My husband Dirk is the killer, but he has fled from the sacred hall. May the Holy Mother rain judgment upon the traitor Dirk Sanmadi for his crimes. Damn. Really putting your husband up for this crime, when he didn't do it. Oh, such marvelous testimony. You are truly a treasure, Your mercifulness. This too is but by the grace of Her Holiness. No doubt my unmasking here today was her will as well. Oh my, the Holy Mother, you say? Yes, surely Her Holiness has guided me to this witness stand. Okay, Snow White, and to the purity of truth. How magnificent. Queen Amara, the Holy Mother's messenger here on earth. I did 5 minutes on it, by the way. I did 5 minutes. Praise be for Queen Amara and whatever they said. Where did all those animals even come from? Who the bloody hell knows? Now then, the defense may question the witness. Remember, she is a Grand Priestess, so disrespect will not be tolerated. That means no pointing out conflicts, inconsistencies, or any other flaws in her testimony. That's the point of a cross-examination, Your Honor. Why does it go to audio? Can I not save here? Can I not? Oh, there we go. That was weird that it didn't let me save on that first little bit. Because it usually lets me save there. I don't know. Hey,
Hold it!
Well, maybe you were hiding inside the sarcophagus. After all, it does technically belong to you. I bet you'd have no trouble opening it. If I had been in there, I could not be here today. So the tomb has been under constant surveillance since the murder. I would have never been able to leave. I guess not. If I might ask, what's in their sarcophagus anyway? You're still alive, so... There is despair, sadness, hatred, and malice. Only one brave enough to see the truth hidden deep within could discover the final hope. My continued corporeality? You completely lost me. In other words, it's empty. But no one dared to open it because they were too scared of the curse. Now, will you dispense your fairy? It is as empty as my sarcophagus.
Hold it!
I'll admit you weren't in the tomb after the murder. Very good, but that very truth refutes your theory. Even if I had channeled Minister Inga and entered the tomb, the moment I ceased channeling him, I would have re-emerged at the crime scene. Precisely, as you said yourself, defense, Queen Amara was not there after the murder. The only living souls in the tomb at that time were Dirk Sanmari and Maya Fey. Be it in this life or the next, there is no escaping such simple truths.
Hold it!
There must be a reason why he had to make his escape today. A reason? Perhaps what? Perhaps to conceal himself and lie in wait for another chance to claim my life. What's this? No.
Objection!
No. It's definitely not like that, your mercifulness. First of all, you don't really believe he's trying to kill you, do you? After all, you two ran off together after he rescued you all those years ago. That was only because he had the audacity to claim, "It wasn't me, you must believe me." It was my duty as a wife to her husband to bend an ear to him, was it not? Communication after disagreement is the secret to a long and happy marriage. Sure, I guess. Oh, what do you think, Mr. Ryan? Don't ask me. That is why I listened to Dirk. However, he didn't have a shred of evidence to support his claim. It grieves me to admit it, but my husband truly did try to murder me. That's quite enough. It's abundantly clear that Queen Amara's testimony is flawless. Do you understand now, liar? This is bad. The judge isn't going to let me cross-examine her much longer. Amara should have been in the tomb after the minister's murder, but she wasn't. I don't get it. How did she just vanish from the scene of the crime like that? It shouldn't be possible for normal people to... Maybe. Maybe what? I understand the scene, by the way. Your Majesty, I think I can explain why Queen Amara wasn't there in the tomb after the murder. Very well, defense. Do explain. I believe it was accomplished through a method only she is capable of, and by using this special method, it would be possible for her to literally disappear. Well, don't keep us waiting. Let's hear it. How did Queen Amara disappear from the tomb? She channeled someone. All she had to do was channel someone. Then she could easily disappear from the scene of the crime. After all, she would literally be someone else. Why, I believe that actually makes sense. What do you have to say to that, Queen Amara? You believe that the ad is started, and I did stretch, oh my god. I've been sat down for way too long, but I think we are almost done with this. Right. I forgot we were only on the first of Amara's testimonies, but we're going to try and we'll see how long it takes us to get through the rest of this. Part, and then we might do the last part of the trial on Friday. So yeah, because it is getting pretty late here. So yeah. Okay, yeah, it's almost done. Okay. And welcome back from the ad, everybody. Do you believe that I, a grand priestess, would use the sacred power of spirit channeling to commit murder? Jesus Christ. What the? Mercy, your mercifulness. How dare you speak such vile blasphemy, defense? You will retract your last statement or face immediate execution. No good, Majesty. It is quite alright. Quiranism also teaches that we must respond at all times with reasoned principle. Therefore, I shall offer a measured response to his blasphemous accusation. You have something to counter with? Indeed. Now, are you listening? It would not have been possible to simply vanish by means of spirit channeling. After all, it would require a deceased person to channel. However, there was only one murder victim in the team. And that was Minister Inga. The only others there right after this murder were Dirk and Miss Faye. Had I channeled Inga as you allege, well, the outcome would have been quite odd to say the least. For there beside the dead minister, a living, breathing one would have appeared. Even if I had been in the tomb, there was no one to channel except the deceased minister. So you see, I could not have vanished by means of spirit channeling. That's true, but I can't rule it out yet. Because, well, what if there was another victim? Oh god. Someone we haven't identified yet. How absurd. If you channeled someone other than Minister Inga, you could have used their identity to disappear from the tomb. Another victim? Queen Amara. Please add your last statement to your testimony. This could explain everything. Wasn't there some sign of another victim there in the tomb? And yet, why do I sense I'm not going to like what I'm about to find out? Minister Inga was the sole victim. There was no other spirit to channel until he was dead. I'm kinda hate what happens, but yeah. I can't believe I'm presenting this. But it proves that there was another victim. Still, the only ones there at the scene of the crime were Dirk, Maya, and Inga. No, I can't be. Would the defense care to share something with us? Queen Amara, you knew, didn't you? Whatever are you talking about? If you won't tell this court, then I will. Well, don't keep us waiting. This case includes a second victim. One of the two people found alive in the tomb after the minister's murder was actually already dead. But a second victim, Apollo. Queen Amara, after you channeled Minister Inga and moved to the tomb, you vanished from the scene of the crime by channeling the other victim. That explains why no one found you after the murder was discovered. Oh, you putrid pepper. Of all the half-witted buffoonery to come tumbling from your lips, but suppose I indulge you and play along for your little delusion. Tell me, Mr. Justice, who was the other victim? It was Dirk, wasn't it? It was Dirk. There's no way this can be true. But No, I can't stop now. If this is the truth, it's the only way forward to solving this case. The victim who Queen Amara channeled was Dirk, said Marty. Listen, son, even if you manage to prove me innocent tomorrow, I don't have long to live. There's no escaping death now that it has its sights set on me. Dirk knew everything, but he couldn't bring himself to tell me. I have one more big secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did. He couldn't accuse the love of his life. The sad truth is, the other victim channeled by Amara was...
Take that!
And what you can't... That's not possible. The defendant, Dirk said Marty, is the one Queen Amara channeled. He's the other victim. This is insanity. Pokunka, Apollo, what are you... Do you realize what you're proposing?
Objection!
I demand an explanation, Mr. Justice. I don't know when or why Dirk was murdered, but the facts and evidence speak for themselves. And this is where they've led me. I see. After Inga's murder, Dirk and Maya were the only ones in the team. But if one of them were actually dead, being channeled by Mara, but it can't be, can it? Dirk's bloodstain and the scene of the crime was the clincher for me. He wasn't even injured, so how could he have possibly bled that much? The only logical explanation is Dirk had also been murdered.
Objection!
That's enough. Your explanation cannot be the truth. And would you not dare to claim to have proof to support your assertion? Now you, sir. I wish it weren't true. I wish with all my heart that I'm wrong. But as much as I don't want to believe it, yeah, I can prove it. Dirk's killer must have hidden his body. It would have to be somewhere nobody would ever look. And there's only one such place, the sarcophagus. You truly have proof? The fastest way would be to actually have someone go check the tomb. Go check the tomb? But why? Because I believe Dirk's killer hid his body here.
Take that!
You would suggest Queen Amara's sarcophagus, the only place in the tomb that no one would dare to look. Plus the killer would soon become trapped by by hiding in there. But buddy, well, that's a horse of a different colour. Which means I believe we must search the sarcophagus at once. Your Eminence, being that Queen Amara yet lives, I trust we may now open it. If we must. Your Majesty, I believe Detective Sky is still there at the tomb. Let us contact her at once and have her conduct a full investigation into the matter. Oh God. Now then, Detective Sky, your report if you please. I'll start with my findings. Please let me be wrong about this. I just want things to be as they were. Oh no, a search of the sarcophagus revealed a body that appears to be several days old. Body. Detective Sky, Tell me it wasn't Dirk. Tell me my whole theory was completely off base. I have a photo of the body, and I have positively identified it as Dirk said Marty. Dirk said Marty, and he had the other thing. He had another one of these dependents. Dirk. No. Dirk can't be dead. Come on. Why? Why'd this have to happen? Damn it, Dirk. Answer me. Oh my god. How can this be? The traitorous snake, the very head of the insurgency, murdered? Oh what, joyous day! Those fools shouting for change and revolution will finally return to whatever rocks they crawled out from under. Including the High Priest's wife, did you forget? Did you forget that Belly was the one who was one of the ones that leading this? Also, I just realized, I don't remember if I said this earlier. Believe in me. That, I think, is a pun name on, believe on me, in me. What was he even fighting for? Apollo. What am I supposed to do now? I feel so bad for Apollo, man. Son. Dirk? A liar? She never looked the way you do right now. A dragon never yields. Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey to the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get to the truth. But, Dirk, what if the truth is that you're... Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son, after all. You believed in me that much, Dirk? Oh my god. Dirk, I think I finally understand. I can't yield. Not now, not ever. Not after Dirk believed in me despite knowing what was about to happen. Besides, I'm gonna sneeze in a minute. Dirk left me with two things I must do. The sneeze left, and that's so nice. Are you alright, Apollo? Sorry about that, Mr. Right, but I'm fine now. Yeah, no. Apollo. Is that the first time he's called us Apollo? I don't think it is, but still. Detective Sky? Yes. How sure are you that the body's been there for a few days? I'm positive no autopsy's been performed yet, but I'd say it's been at least 3 days. Unfortunately, the low temperature inside the sarcophagus kept it from decaying. On the chest area bore 3 gunshot wounds from a small caliber weapon. I believe they are the cause of death. Okay. At least 3 days, sir. That means Dirk was already dead by the time he came to visit me back in the States. Then, who was channeling him? I think it would have to be someone who could get into and stay in the US without arousing suspicion. Yet also had a solid cover story, so they wouldn't be seen as missing. I believe this is who was channeling Dirk when I saw him in the States.
Take that!
Maya? Oh, I see. She was being held hostage at the time, so it seemed only natural that she wasn't around. Right, and do you remember what she said earlier? So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding? Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say. You made a promise to Dirk? A pretty big one. Dirk didn't want his own death to be known. The other members of the Defiant Dragons would lose all hope if they found out, and that would snuff out the flames of revolution for good. Miss Faye, Dirk told you to keep quiet about this, didn't he? I guess it's no use hiding it anymore. Yeah, I promised not to tell. Dirk made me a promise before he died, so I was right then. Apollo, there's something I need to tell you. It's about, Dirk's final moments. What? I'm listening, Miss Faye. What happened in his final moments? It was soon after I was kidnapped. Dirk paid me a visit in that tomb where I was being held captive. I'd say it was a few days before Minister Inger's murder. Yeah? Hey, young lady. Time to get you up and out of here. Oh. It's that revolutionary guy. I'm here to rescue you. You are? Why? I figured things were a little too quiet with that stamp-sucking scumbag. So I started digging around. That's when I found out you'd been abducted. But why would Rebel help me? Let's go before it's too late. It already is for you, pal. So Inga murdered Dirk. Long time no see, you Rebel blowhard. Inga, I know you're up to something and I'm going to find out what. Because it was Inga's gun, presumably, that we found earlier. Yeah. That's kinda smart. You've become a real thorn in my side, see? So it's time for you to be pushing up daisies. Dirk! Oh my god. Did you really think a pea shooter like that could kill a dragon? What the? I watch some kind of freak? Nuts to this. Dirk was shot several times, but he barely even flinched. He sacrificed himself for me. These ropes. I've got to help you. Relax, it's going to be okay. So things turned out this way, but it doesn't look like I have much longer. No, don't say that. You're a spirit medium, aren't you? When I'm gone, I want you to turn on my spirit. Stop it. Don't give up like that. If you do, untying a rope like that will be child's play. No. Please, hang in there. You can still make it. I promise. Promise me. One thing, young lady. It's about my son. Dirk. I was talking about you, Apollo. He said he wanted to see you one last time. So he asked me to return to the US and channel his spirit. He really said that? He also said he'd been meaning to visit you for years, but kept pushing it off. And that this was his last chance. You just showed up here without warning after all this time? What gives? I came all this way to see you, son. Come, rejoice. Right, why don't you tell me the real reason you're here? Dirk, you really did come to the US because you wanted to see me. I guess this means it was Inga that hid Dirk's body in the sarcophagus after Maya left the tomb. Apollo, you can't stop now. Dirk would want you to keep pressing on. I know, Miss Faye, and I won't disappoint him. Defense, if you are ready to proceed, I would first have you answer this. Do you believe the accused's death will impact what we know about this case? Yes, and I believe I can explain everything now. Very well, your explanation, please. Dirk entered the tomb at 3 p.m, the time the hostage exchange was to take place. Or rather, Dirk, as channeled by Miss Faye, did. Now, by the time he entered the tomb at 3 p.m, Minister Inga was already dead. I say that because we know the minister was murdered at 2. But there was someone else in there. This person was already hiding in the tomb, waiting to channel Dirk in place of Miss Faye. Amara.
Take that!
It was you, wasn't it? The fact of the matter is, Queen Amara killed Minister Inga at 2 p.m. She then went to his private quarters and channeled his spirit. The minister, thinking he was going to be late, hurried to the tomb for the hostage exchange. But once in the tomb, Queen Amara stopped channeling Minister Inga and hid herself. Then, when Dirk entered at 3 p.m, she snuck up from behind and forcibly drove Dirk's spirit out of Miss Faye's body. Drove his spirit out of her body? Impossible. No, there's the Magatama thing.
Objection!
We saw it with the other trial, with the right turnabout. Actually, there is a way to do that. With a Magatama parting, that is. Yeah, Magatama parting. Using one, anyone could drive a spirit out of a person's body, even if it refused to leave. Are you telling me that the extra pale brown Magatama in the tomb was... That it was... That's right, Prosecutor said Marty. And you've seen one in action before. Yeah, right turnabout. You saw how the glowing red Magatama sent the High Priest back to the Twilight Realm. And how it turned a spent pale brown afterwards. I completely forgot about that. In other words, the brown Magatama, I completely forgot it went brown after it was used. In other words, the brown Magatama found in the tomb looks that way because its power had been used up in pushing Dirk's spirit out of Miss Faye's body, right? I probably passed out as soon as Dirk's spirit left my body. I was exhausted after channeling him for so long after all. After that, Queen Amara must have dressed Miss Faye in her usual outfit and tied her up. My hair is annoying me. I'm not sure where she got the outfit, but we can assume she had it all planned out. Then, Queen Amara must have changed into Dirk's clothes, smeared blood onto them, picked up the knife, channeled Dirk's spirit. That's why she made it look like Dirk had committed the crime. And that's how she escaped, right under our noses. I don't know, Apollo. The whole thing still seems a bit far-fetched. Dirk, what was going through your mind while this was all unfolding? So ultimately, it was all for naught. Nayuta? Those dreams of revolution Dirk was always spouting, they placed nothing but false hope in the minds of the people. And in the end, they were simply fantasies. Nayuta, help me here. Karma has spoken. The dream of revolution is withered on the vine. Its fate is sealed. The other insurgents will soon wake from their shattered dreams. No, Dirk's dream can't die like this. I'm not going to sit back and let that happen. I can't and I won't. Nayuta, don't forget that Dirk's been proven innocent. His name is no longer tainted by the charge of murder. Now the rebels and their sympathizers who have been calling for his release can't be charged with abetting the accused, so the revolution is far from over. It's only just begun. No, Dirk has not yet been proven innocent. You have merely indicated the possibility of his innocence. What do you mean? Dirk is indeed dead. However, what if it was Dirk who killed Minister Inga while being channeled by Miss Faye? And while the crime could have occurred at 2 PM, you have yet to substantively prove it. Or do you have conclusive evidence that the time of Minister Inga's death was at 2 PM? Well, no, I don't, but it seems further testimony will be required of me. As it would appear that I have fallen under suspicion, I would like to state my case. Prosecutor Sanmade, the rebellion must be snuffed out once and for all. You must prove Dirk Sanmade to be the foul murderer that he was. And every last insurgent and their sympathizers must be found guilty under the DC Act. As you wish, Your Eminence. Why is Nayuta doing this? Why shouldn't have him under her thumb anymore? Amara's not a hostage, so what gives? Nayuta, what's left to chain you to her like this? Very well then, Queen Amara. Please proceed with your additional testimony. Okay. So run of a testimony. Well done, liar. You have painted me as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. Furthermore, Dirk could have committed the crime while being channeled by Miss Faye. Now, let us end this charade. For the eternal glory of Ga'ran and its people. Do you understand now, you putrid pepper? There is no point in defending Dirk any longer. It has all been in vain. Let it go and move on, right? Well, not today. Your theories are but a pillar of salt that crumbles at the slightest breeze. But no more. This ends here and now. The defense may proceed with its cross-examination. Okay, cross-examination time. Okay, options, save, right there. Okay.
Hold it!
I admit I don't have any solid evidence yet. But you're the one who could have committed the crime. What on earth you mean? Including Miss Faye, there are only 3 spirit mediums in Ga'ran. Amar... what's her name? Ga'ran and Maya. Furthermore, when the crime scene was first discovered, Queen Ga'ran was with me and Mr. Wright while Miss Faye was tied up in the tomb. That means that the Dirk we saw after the minister's murder could only have been channeled by you, Queen Amara. What else you calling Amara? Amara. Forgive us your mercifulness. Really, your majesty.
Objection!
But have you considered the following defense? What if there was, unbeknownst to us, another spirit medium in crime?
Objection!
Oh, come on, what are the chances? You lack the evidence to support your claim that Queen Amara is the killer. Question, could Nayuta be a spirit medium? Well, it's usually only the women that are spirit mediums. So, I don't know. Which is why you have had to use the process of elimination to zero in on her. It therefore stands to reason that you would have to rule out all other possibilities as well. Well, can you eliminate the possibility of another spirit medium defense? Of course I can't. Under the circumstances, Apollo, there are two ways to establish Amara's guilt. We can either prove she killed Inga, or prove she was in the tomb. Which one can I actually prove? Prove she was in the tomb? Probably. That one is probably easier. I could prove that Queen Amara was in the tomb when the murder occurred. It seems you are ever bent on painting me as the killer. Well, if the shoe fits. Very well. Let's see some evidence that proves that I was at the scene of the crime. You do have some, do you not? There's nothing to prove that I was even at the scene of the crime. I'm gonna use... Since we saw that Dirk had this pendant, I'm gonna assume that the other pendant that we have, the pink one, is Amara's.
Objection!
Queen Amara. Does this pendant look familiar to you even? Why, that is... We found it in the tomb and it has the minister's blood on it, which means it was probably dropped in the course of time. And I fail to see how it is relevant to your argument. Did that not belong to the accused? That's what I thought too. After all, Dirk had said it did it himself. He said that? Yeah, but it was a lie. Because I believe he was covering for someone. Covering? How? For who? He was covering for Amara. There's a certain piece of evidence that shows the pendant is in Dirk's, and that'll be his corpse. So. That's a photo of the accused's body, is it not? Yeah, it is, and I'd like to call your attention to a certain spot in it. This right here proves that the pendant that was found in the tomb wasn't Dirk's, because he has one. You'll notice an object near Dirk's left arm. It's an identical pendant except it's blue. Oh, now that you mention it, don't you find that a little strange? Why would he own two of them, but in different colours? Here's what I think. The pendants were meant to go together as a pair. A pair? If the blue pendant was Dirk's, then what about this pink one with Minister Inga's blood on it? Who do you suppose it belongs to?
Objection!
Amara. Sorry to disappoint, but no fingerprints were found on the pink pendant. Therefore, we have no way of knowing to who it belongs. But that's where you're wrong, Prosecutor said Marty. I'm guessing you do know that the pendant is actually a locket. Come again? Now this is where it gets interesting. When we open this locket up, we find a faint fingerprint inside, on the back of the lid to be exact. What? Oh, Emma! No. So now the question is, to whom does the fingerprint belong? Queen Amara. It belongs to you, doesn't it? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It seems to have truly rendered the witness speechless this time around. This cannot be. Mother, tell me it does not belong to you. Is that the first time Nayuta referred to Amara's mother? Nayuta, I... Think about it, Queen Amara. Dirk must have realized that you were channeling his spirit, and he had probably already figured out who the minister's killer was. And yet, he still claimed that the pink pendant belonged to him. But why would he do such a thing? You really don't know? He was protecting you. Because he loved you. He loved you until his very last breath and beyond. I have one more big secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did. Dirk knew everything, even that he was being used, but he kept quiet, all for your sake. Dirk, why do you always... Well, Queen Amara? Dirk, the one whose love for you never wavered all these years. Are you going to betray him now? Dirk, I... What? This cannot be. I refuse to accept it. Queen Amara, are you ready to confess to your crime? I can deny it no longer. The truth is, it was I, Amara Sigata Korain, who slew Minister Inga. That's preposterous. Why? I feel bad for Nayuta, man. This is beyond belief. Mother, why would you... Forgive me, Nayuta. I never wished to cause you such sorrow. But I had no choice. It was the only way. The only way? So, in the end, Queen Amara and Dirk said Marty. I suppose this means that they were unable to reconcile while he was still alive. I don't think the state of the kingdom or the incidents of the past would have allowed that. They are prisoners of their shared history, so to speak. Queen Amara, there's something I need to know. You had staged a near-perfect crime, so why did you bring this pendant into the tomb with you? You should have known it could come back to haunt you. I did not really understand it myself. I had nearly been assassinated by my own husband, and yet I could not bear any hatred toward him. I was unable to discard this or part with it even for a short time. As with Dirk, I have never stopped loving my husband for the past 23 years. Mother. So she really believes it? That Dirk tried to assassinate her? Okay. Your Magistrate, is it not time? Time to declare Dirk innocent? I would ask that you do this for my beloved, who now dwells in the Twilight Realm. Very well then. Your Eminence, Prosecutor said Marty, if you have no further objections. This cannot be, my mother. I have no objections. Dirk, I did it. I finally did it. I proved your innocence. But... Very well then. Being that Queen Amara yet lives, we can no longer charge the accused with an assassination that never came to fruition. As for the murder of Minister Inga, the truth has been laid bare for all to see. Therefore, I will now pass judgment upon the accused, Mr. Dirk said Marty. What? What, fellow? Oh, Rafer? Your benevolence? I cannot accept this. Is something the matter, your benevolence? Queen Amara is lying. It makes no sense. Queen Amara would not have killed my father. What's with her all of a sudden? Is there some sort of lingering affection towards Nana? Rafa, speak the truth, Queen Amara. Did you really kill my father? Yes, there's no mistake. She has confessed to the crime, thereby clearing the accused of all suspicion. As such, I see no reason and I see no need to continue these proceedings. Bobbed head, hard head. Are you going to let this stand? Dirk's been proven innocent, and he's about to be declared not guilty. Even so, something doesn't feel right. If you have any doubts, now is the time to raise them. After all, the court is a place for finding the whole truth. But it's all up to you. There are definitely things that don't quite add up. Does this mean that the whole truth hasn't been brought to light yet? Should I push to continue this trial? Yeah. Your Majesty, I have a feeling we haven't discovered the whole truth, and the only way we'll ever find it is to continue this trial. On ahead. Very well then. Will the defense please tell us this? One important fact about this case has yet to come to life. The motive. Queen Amara, there's something I still don't understand. What was your motive for killing Justice Minister Inga? That is a fair question, and one that I shall now answer. It was for the future of this kingdom that I slew Inga Kakul Ga'ran. To avert further tragedy, his death was an unfortunate necessity. Further tragedy? Over the past several years, Minister Inga had been rapidly expanding his power. He had established a secret police and was relentless in his pursuit of the insurgents. He even had the overwhelming support of the people, but still he was not satisfied. Hungry for more power, he began planning a coup d'etat. He made his plot involving the Founders Orb, which led to Maya Fey's abduction. Yes, Minister Inga planned to use the orb to gain access to great spiritual power, after which he would assassinate Ga'ran and usurp the throne. His machinations were reminiscent of that terrible tragedy of 23 years ago, and as one affected by that incident, Amara vowed to never allow a repeat of such events. Yes, and the Holy Mother delivered unto me the perfect opportunity to fulfill my vow. Security amid the courtyard was rather light due to the riot channeling, and Inga had barricaded himself in the tomb with his hostage away from prying eyes. I knew I would never have such a perfect opportunity, so at 2 p.m, during the riot channeling, I slipped into the tomb and slew the minister. Bracelet. My bracelet. The teller got you tabbed. Thank you, Tanka. Thank you for the look, Tanka. Welcome on in. Apollo. Yep. It seems this trial is far from over. Queen Amara, I believe you're still hiding something. But if you want to keep on playing this game of hide and seek, then let's start with that last statement you made. If I must. Perception time. At 2 p.m. Oh, the sun is tapping. Cat streams. Hello,
Gotcha.
hello. Welcome on in. I saw you were playing some more Spirit of Justice. Welcome on in. How you doing? How was your stream? How was your stream? How was it? What case were you on? Because again, I saw you playing a bit of Spirit of Justice. So yeah. If you guys don't know me, I'm Poppy. I am a variety streamer. For the past year, I've been playing a lot of Ace Attorney, so that's the main thing you'll see on this channel. But I also play a few other things like Minecraft. I'm on a Minecraft SMP called Ozark. Sims Sticky Business does the main things at the moment I play. Yeah, well, come on in. Got this same case. Oh my god, it is such a good case, isn't it? I love Revolution. This is such a great case. I don't incredible case. Yeah, I don't know what part you're up to because I didn't manage to catch any of your stream, unfortunately. But yeah, if you're not up to this part, which is like the last trial, we're on like the second part of the last trial. If you guys aren't up to that, then we're a bit ahead of this. Okay, I was gonna say spoiler warning, but clearly you guys don't really need that because I'm a bit behind you then. So yeah, well, come on in, and thank you for the raid again, Kat. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed your stream. Queen Amara, you're not very comfortable talking about the 2 o'clock right channeling, are you? I can tell because the finger on your left hand twitched almost imperceptibly when you did. Oh? And that pose you make, is there something about your chest that makes you nervous? Whatever do you mean? The murder occurred at 2 p.m. I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty positive Amara was in the tomb at that time. So then why is she so self-conscious about her chest when she talks about the riot channeling? Didn't Albie snap a picture of it? Queen Amara, I have here a picture of the riot channeling. It was secretly taken by a certain individual.
Objection!
Such insolence. I would have the perpetrator's name at once. Sorry, no can do. You see, I just happened to find it on the ground, so. Do you take me for a fool? Yeah, we do. And how about we discuss the photo's origin a little later, because right now there's something much more pressing at hand. I believe this photo merits further examination. I just wish there was more to see than darkness and more darkness. We might be able to make out a few more details with some image adjustments. Let's ask Emma if she can help. Bailiff, please summon Detective Sky to the Hall of Justice. Here she is. Here you are. I was able to obtain a much clearer image by raising the brightness. What's that right there? An injury? No way. I think it's a burn scar. From the arson? From the incident that Amara was involved in 23 years ago? Wait a second. Your Eminence. You don't have a burn scar like that on your chest. Which means that the one really at the 2 p.m. channeling, and my webcam just lagged. The one really at the 2 p.m. channeling session that day was actually Amara and not Ga'ran. What's going on here? If the person in this photo isn't Queen Ga'ran, then who is it? It's Amara.
Take that!
Queen Amara, the person in this photo isn't Queen Ga'ran. It's you, posing as her, isn't it? The two of you look quite similar, but that's no surprise, considering you're sisters. Even the shape and position of your facial tattoos are almost exactly the same, and you are both capable of channeling spirits. Therefore, it would have been easy for you to impersonate Queen Ga'ran. Queen Amara, you have a burn scar on your chest, don't you? Please remove your round mandala so we can see what's behind it for ourselves. Come on, Amara. And there it is. There's the burn scar. Look. It's the exact same burn scar as the one in the photo. I don't understand. I knew it. So the person in this photo really is, yes, it's Queen Amara. This is absurd. Are you suggesting they switched places? Amara's confession earlier was also false. Hello, Killer Machine. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Mother, what is the meaning of this? Don't you see? This changes everything. Know for a fact that this photo was taken at 2 p.m, the exact time the murder took place. But that would mean Queen Amara couldn't possibly have committed this crime. Exactly. She now has an ironclad alibi. So Minister Inga's killer couldn't have been Queen Amara. I'm afraid I no longer follow defense. Was it not Queen Amara who channeled the minister and the accused to stage the crime? Yes, that fact has not changed. We have evidence placing her at the scene of the crime, and that could have only been there in the tomb if she were channeling him, which means... Well, Queen Amara did use spirit channeling to stage the crime. She didn't kill Minister Inga. His real killer is someone else. Pokunka? What's going on here? Was her mercifulness covering for someone? If Queen Amara is not the killer, then who is it? Isn't it obvious? Why was this rite held in the first place if Queen Ga'ran wasn't going to perform it? Who was behind the two sisters switching places and for what reason? The answers to these questions, along with the establishment of Queen Amara's alibi, obliterate a certain someone else's alibi, and that would be Ga'ran. Why that? Is this some kind of a joke? No, Your Majesty. I could never joke about something so gravely. The only one who seemed to have a perfect alibi at the time of the murder was Her Eminence Ga'ran Sigata Ga'ran. I swear I say Sigata different every time. Queen Amara, didn't your sister Queen Ga'ran ask you to pose as her and perform the rite of channeling? And didn't she also have you drive Dirk's spirit from Miss Faye's body and then stage the crime to make it look like he was the minister's killer? And at 2 p.m, while you were performing the rite of channeling as Queen Ga'ran, didn't she kill Minister Inga while disguised as Dirk? Well, Your Mercifulness. It's no use trying to hide it any longer. You need to tell us the truth now. Mother? Come on, Amara. Just this Minister Inga's true killer is... Come on, Amara. You can't defend your sister anymore. Come on. Oh? That is the worst time for the ad to come up and say it's starting in 5 minutes. I really did it. Your Eminence, my life is yours. Isn't he one of Ga'ran's royal guards? Queen Amara! Bailiff, arrest that guardsman. Mother? Ga'ran couldn't have, could she? Someone call for an ambulance quickly now. Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry to leave that off on a cliffhanger, but it's like midnight. It's like midnight for me, and I want to go to bed. So, yeah, we have tomorrow, not tomorrow. I'm gonna stream on. Okay, words. Think of words. We're gonna stream on Friday and get the last part of this trial done but holy shit, I did not expect Amara to just get shot by one of the guards, no less. So yeah. But yeah, Jesus Christ, we don't have much to go, to be fair. It'll just be like a lot of reading and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna go raid out. I totally forgot about there's a feature that Twitch just added, where you can knock a streamer and basically be like, hey, can I join your stream? And yeah, I just have the there's like a ton of people on like the sidebar of Twitch, you know, for my following list and the recommended channels list, that just have the knock thing on, and it totally just fucking surprised me when I just looked for someone to raise. Anyways, let's go raid Naz Studios. Yeah, let's go raid Naz. He was playing a bit of Zenless Zone Hero. Wait, no, not Zenless Zone Hero. Zenless Zone Zero. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the stream. All my socials will be in the About Me section on Twitch and in the commands on Twitch, which the commands are only active during stream because I use Mix It Up and I have to be logged into Mix It Up for the commands to work. And my socials are also on the description in YouTube on YouTube. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And yeah. Go say hi to Naz. Go be nice to Naz. So yeah. Bye.